Oh, what's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? So good to see you guys. What's going on? Hey, everybody. What's going on? What's going on? How you guys doing? So good to see all you guys. I missed you so much. TLG's here. Oliver Oils is here. Jim is here. Spin is here. Bring back the chair stream. Well, I tried for a little bit. You know what I mean? I had to go. I like to start on time. You know what I mean? I like to be punctual, but I had to go. I had to get some coffee. Thanks, Jim. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. What are my thoughts on Kai Asakura? I don't have any thoughts on Kai Asakura. I literally don't have any thoughts on Kai Asakura. Is it the angle or does Shay look slimmer? It might be the angle. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I might be a little bit smaller than I was before, to be fair. It was hard to maintain my calories while I was out in New York. But yeah, I thought today would be kind of an interesting stream. Because I've never, I swear to God, hand over my heart, I've never watched this back. Never. This will be my first time, literally, this will be my first time ever watching this back. So I'm very curious. I don't really know what to expect, and to be honest with you, I'm kind of nervous. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I'm genuinely a little bit nervous because I really don't know what to expect. Invite Kenneth. I mean, you know, I thought maybe we would lure him in here. I couldn't even finish the debate. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. But yeah, I really don't know what to expect. I don't know how to invite him. You can make fun of Kenneth as much as you want, but his predictions and breakdowns are very good. I mean, look, I don't really know about any of that, but I mean, look, if you really think that his breakdowns are really good, then I mean, you know, I definitely understand the kind of person who would think that. I mean, I'm sure somebody, you know, I understand, you know what I mean? Some people might think that. Yeah, Summit Chew, I have a problem. I need a lot of it, man. I need a lot of it. Check. Oh, Jim, I saw you guys get into an argument. I saw you guys get into a pretty brutal argument. I thought it was funny. I did see that. Yeah, I did. He wrote an essay. I know. As soon as I saw the essay, I was like, ooh, man. Ooh, man. You got like one underdog pick right and everyone's glazing him. And I remember somebody coming into my chat once and being like, hey, say what you will, but Kenneth has a 98% prediction rate. And I was like, 98%, huh? So like you went and counted every single one and you did the fucking math on that? Really? You went through every single video and every single fucking one, and you went, you know, yeah. I mean, like, oh, nice, interesting. All right, that's wild. Oh man. Yeah, I mean, dude, that's a debate that I don't know if I want any part of, man. Meme Big 8 is very, 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 very passionate about his Anderson Silva. Yeah, I do. Yeah, John Paul, I have seen that channel before. Honestly, a long time ago, the channel DM'd me, or it didn't DM me. They emailed me, and they were like, "Can you please send, like, if you want, like, can you please send us every single card, your predictions for every single fight, so we can put you on the channel?" And I was like, I don't want to do that. I mean, first of all, look, dude, again, and I've said this before, back when I initially first started doing the parlay videos where I was doing full card breakdowns, man, I remember the very first time I ever did it, it took me like 6 days to make the video. I essentially took every single fight on the entire card, and I treated it like I was doing a definitive breakdown. And it was so, I'll be honest, I hated it. My pick rate was insane. My pick rate was crazy. Those were the few times that I actually was featured on that channel that you're referencing. And I remember every single time I was like the fucking one of the top ones every single time. What helped me though is I would never break down the chick fights, so that would always help me. But dude, it was just so like I don't like it, man. It was so boring. I don't like in-depth breaking down prelim fighters that I don't know who they are. It was so draining. I just couldn't do it. So I retired. So, you know, but back in the day, man, I had a pretty good rate myself back in the day. What can I say? All right, let's see. Let's fucking get this shit all set up, man. Just use Tapology. What are you referencing? No, LO, you retired because Diego beat Ortega. Well, well, I mean, look, dude, my heart was out of it prior to that one, Jim, but true, that is technically the reason why. But you know, yeah, my heart was not in it long before Diego beat Ortega. All right, let's see. MMA Shea versus Kenneth. I'm genuinely really nervous. Because I don't know what to expect. I'm being honest. I swear to God, I've never watched this back. You shouldn't have started yelling in the debate. I mean, you know, look, man. Look. Obviously, I'm sure that there's probably a ton of things that I could have done better. I'm sure, but like, in the moment, I was just very aware that he was just gonna try to like steamroll me. You know what I mean? I knew that no matter what, I knew that he wasn't gonna be able. Let me just give some preference to this, right? Let me give some preference to this. The way the debate came around, the way the debate came about was because I was reacting to his debate with Bedtime. And I was just being honest. Like, I'm listening to this and I'm just like, fuck, dude, I'm sorry, but like, Bedtime is really not doing good. Like, Bedtime's arguments here, and he's just like, it's not good. Like, you know what I mean? I love Bedtime, as you guys know. But that's what I was just talking about on the stream. I was like, Bedtime's arguments here are the worst I've ever heard, and Kenny's fucking, like, Kenny not even really understanding what he's talking about is destroying Bedtime, and I felt bad. So Kenneth then comes into the stream and starts arguing with me about what I was saying about Sean O'Malley versus Marab, which was the event that was coming up, right? And then it's a big old thing, and he's arguing with me back and forth. And I remember him being like, you know, Shay, you do seem pretty smart, but you know, because he couldn't comprehend the arguments going back and forth. But you know, my entire chat is telling us that we have to debate. And I'm saying, oh, I'm not debating Kenneth. I'm not debating Kenneth because Kenneth is half rage bait and half the time he doesn't know what he's talking about. And that's just not a fucking good mix to have a conversation with. Jim Miller turns the entire fucking chat against me. And they all start calling me John Jones for ducking. And then I was like, again, that was one of the few times I felt fucking betrayed by my chat. But I was like, okay, fine, fuck it. All right, fine, you want to debate? We can debate. Let's do it. Fine, we'll do it. But then it's funny enough, he then DMs me 2 days later, and Kenneth goes, let's run a debate about Khabib versus Charles Oliveira. And I was like, Khabib versus Charles Oliveira? I was like, what? When was that something we were talking about? Like, what is that? Like, we were not talking about that. But he just thought that was gonna be the one thing that I was just gonna be delusional about because I have a fucking photoshopped picture of, you know, me and Charles in a family photo. But I was like, hey, look, I actually can argue that point very, very well, and I don't think you're ready for this, Kenneth. And I don't think he was. But the point is, though, I knew that he was just going to try to steamroll me. Like, I knew he was just going to start screaming and yelling and changing the point and not... I knew it wasn't going to be a fair argument. So I was just like, all right, I'm just going to do my best to not let him just fucking yell over me. Like, I'm going to match him. You know what I mean? And, you know, I don't know. Maybe it wasn't the best way to do it. But I mean, dude, like based on the comments, it really seemed like people were on my side for the most part. You know what I mean? Got Connor versus Eddie. I was like, yeah, well, what can I say? Even on his own video, people were really not liking his performance. Yeah, again, I wasn't ready for the I did, yeah, my technology skills were not up to par when I did this debate. Like I had a whole fucking PowerPoint made. I had all this stuff I wanted to show, and I couldn't do it because I just didn't know how to show him my screen. It was poor. It was pretty poor. Oliveira gets hit a lot, so Habib would drop him. Yeah, that you do sound like Kenneth. Look, future UFC champ. I don't really watch. I don't watch him, so I'm not trying to hate. I just, I don't watch him. I don't know, man. I don't know, bro. I don't know. But I think it's more so like, I think it's just more so the reasoning, you know what I mean, over just who are you picking is what I think is more important when actually, at least for me, you know what I mean? Because like you already have a 50-50 shot at picking who's right. Already right off the bat, it's already 50-50. And then you can just sort of like, with very minimal research and very minimal understanding, you can kind of start shifting the odds slightly in your favor. But it's like, why exactly do you think that? Like when I asked him why he thought Merab was going to beat Sean O'Malley, and he goes, because he's going to use feints and he has more will to win. I was like, oh, man, wow, fuck, dude. The will to win, you say, huh? The will to win. All right. And then it's like, people go, hey, man, Kenny was fucking locked in on that pick, man. I was like, he sure was. He was right. Merab had the will to win in that matchup. But I mean, like the truth is, and I've always said this, though, man. I've always said this. I actually do like Kenneth. I do like Kenneth. I promise. I really do like Kenneth. I think that he, again, like, I feel like my enemy is Daniel Cormier. My enemy is the traditional voices of MMA. You know what I mean? That bygone old school era of all these fucking morons who currently are the, the face of the UFC, the face of like the UFC and analytic people. You know what I mean? Like the fucking, you know what I mean? Like that fucking weigh-in show and all that. I don't like those people, all right? But Kenneth is one of us. You know what I mean? Kenneth is one of us. He's on I consider him on the team. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? That's where I'm at, The fuck he's not? Oh, well, look, hey, I don't know, man. That's the way I kind of look at it, at least. That's the way I look at it, at least. Rampage Jackson has been mentioning the will to win a lot in the Jackson pods. Maybe Kenneth is onto something. He also said feints, though. Remember that, though. It wasn't just the will to win. He said Merab was going to use feints against Sean O'Malley. And I was like, damn, bro, that's... You think so? You think so? He's going to use feints. That's... Man, I didn't... Oh, wow. Give it a second, Vroom. Jesus. The feints argument was hardcore as fuck. Again, dude, remember, I remember that time I went into Kenneth's chat and donated him $10, and I was like, Kenneth, I love you, man. Just want to let you know I love you. Gary, oh yeah, Gary will use teeps against MVP was another one that I was like, damn. I know, it's like, well, it's tough, man, when like you do a breakdown and you're like, MVP does not stand the chance here, MVP is gonna lose, Ian Gary is better everywhere, he was fighting cans in Bellator, Ian Gary's gonna be outpointing him on the outside, he's gonna be on the outside using teeps, and he's gonna be just controlling distance, and he's gonna beat MVP, and then it's like, he beats MVP. He's clearly outclassed on the feet, but then ends up winning the fight via grappling. And then, people are like, damn, another pick right, man. Another pick right. Damn, locked in. It's just, I feel like it's kind of arbitrary at a certain point, Honestly, John 488, that might be the reason. Yeah, I don't really watch it, but 100% IZ Carl, 100% eyes Carl. Now Rigo is one that, like, dude, when he came into my chat months ago, right after that PDF file video came out about him. I was so fucking awkward. I remember being like, oh shit. And thank God, I don't know what mod it was, but somebody banned him real quick. And I was like, thank God. You have the best logic, but worst main event pick rate. Is that even worth it? What do you mean worst main event pick rate? I mean, Laglager, I don't think my videos are ever like, I don't ever just give a pick, you know what I mean? Like, I always try to break down like both guys' skill set, both guys' advantages, like the way I like to think about it when I do my breakdowns is if this person hired me to work with them for this fight, what would I have them do? You know what I mean? What would I have them do? Like, I don't feel like my breakdowns are ever just like one. I don't feel like they're ever just one pick. I'm never just like, this is what I think is going to happen. It's never like that. It's always like, these are the advantages this guy has. He needs to do this to win. He needs to avoid this. This guy needs to take the fight here. You know what I mean? And I feel like I'm always pretty on the money with it. You know, I don't know. Oh, Zion Ali, thank you for the $2, man. Thank you. Kenny still thinks Umar won against Merab. Yeah, I don't think you can make that argument, man. I mean, again, right, I think the fight was very close. I think the fight was very, very close. I think that if, round 5 was neck and neck until Merab rocked him. You know what I mean? So I don't think you can make that argument. Like, you just can't. You know what I mean? It was 2-2 going into the 5th. Merab rocked him at the very end of the 5th round. Like, he clearly won the round. My grandma had wheels driven a bike. It's not an excuse. What are you talking about, Lagler? It's not an excuse. That is not an excuse. That is literally that's just literally how I do it. That's literally how I do it. Yeah, Umar didn't. I mean, yeah, Umar. I think he got rushed to the. I mean, he unfortunately got rushed to the title picture just a little bit too early because he was making. You know what he was doing? Umar was making a lot of the same mistakes that fucking Armin was doing against Islam back when his very first fight in the UFC. Like, the fact that Merab kept shooting on Umar kept shooting on Merab was just a mistake, but it was just something that's his game. You know what I mean? That's what he does. So he kept trying to do it. You know what I mean? And it's just, it wasn't working. His game, yeah, exactly. But I think he kind of just folded in the moment, you know what I mean? Like, he needed to keep the fight on the feet. He needed to teep. He needed to use his kicks more to maintain range. Because, again, you know, like I said for the breakdown, I thought that what Merab needed to do was take advantage of the fact that Umar doesn't really have a tremendous amount of power. Therefore, he can really close the distance on him, which is going to negate his kicks. And he can swing like a fucking madman, you know? And there's not a ton of... It's very different from the Sean O'Malley fight where he had to be on the outside and he had to maintain range, you know? Bennett Fender, dude, I'm not the guy to make a tier list about fucking MMA YouTubers, dude. I'm just not that guy, bro. I'm not that guy, unfortunately. I'm not that guy. All right, let's get into this, guys. Again, I'm really nervous. I'm really nervous. Again, I've literally never watched this before, and I'm afraid what I'm going to see. I do remember some tidbits here and there, but, you know, I don't know. I'm nervous. I'm nervous for this. Oh, hi, username edits. I love you, buddy. I love you, buddy.
Yeah, it's perfect, bro. Like, now go back to now that you're done testing audio, go back to that and then put the camera on your laptop on like the.
Here's Kenneth helping me with there's Kenneth helping me with the helping me with the using the computer. Oh, Tyler, okay, thank you for the $2. Thank you so much. Thoughts on RDR being a plus 250? Can he win? I think he can definitely win. I mean, he's I haven't really looked at that matchup yet in depth at all. But RDR is a really high level grappler, and he's really big for the weight. And also that video I'm sure you guys have seen of Bo Nickel stepping on the scale and it being like 222, and he's like, that's a lot of weight, man. That's a lot of weight. That's complete nonsense. He's not 222. Okay, first of all, he's fully clothed. He's wearing a jacket. He's wearing fucking pants. He probably was wearing shoes at the same time. He 100% did that just to try to get the story out there. He's not 220. That's insane. He's a very small, very, very small 85er, and I think that can be a real problem. Again, though, I need to do some film study on that one, and we'll probably talk about that one on stream soon.
Yo, is there a way you could like make everything go onto like your Discord instead of OBS? That's what I'm doing right now. I'm not using anything on Discord except screen capture. Then I'm making my audio align with my Discord because you're screen sharing. You should be screen sharing. You should be screen sharing.
At least Shay makes sure to leave out caveats in case he's wrong, unlike most other YouTubers. See, I mean, I don't know. The thing Bennett Fender is, Lucas, for example, would be so confident back in the day only to get his pick completely wrong and look foolish. I mean, the thing is, Bennett Fender, and I truly mean this. My goal when talking about MMA or talking about matchups, it's not about like my pick being right or my pick being wrong. Like what I care about is like, that's just what I personally have always loved about MMA is the science of fighting and skill sets and matchups and like just like better breaking down like what fighting is and how different styles go together, and like that's what I care about. You know what I mean? Like it's never about like, oh, this is what's gonna happen, you guys will see. It's like it's just trying to better understand, you know, how styles and how fighting works. You know what I mean?
I'm on the stream too.
That's not how I look at it. You know what I mean?
All right. I guess we do this if you want.
Okay, should be Gucci.
Here we go.
All right. The only thing is, and first of all, I do legally have to let you know I am icing my balls right now. I just want to, just so you don't feel uncomfortable. That's just, I mean, it's something that my stream knows. I do that. I do that twice a day, every day to boost testosterone. I don't want you to feel uncomfortable by that fact. So
by the way, this was planned by me. I just wanted to assert my dominance here. I wanted to assert my dominance with that one. That was kind of what my plan was. That was my plan. I was like, I need to assert my dominance here. I need to let my dick hang a little bit in front of him. So, you know, exactly. Yes, but non-viewers of your channel don't understand that because you root for guys like Alex so heavily. But I think that's like the fun part of it. You know what I mean? Like I can root for Charles and Alex with all my heart and soul, but like still be very honest about where I think they might, you know, lose or win or whatever. You know what I mean?
Nah, it's cool. It's cool.
All right, the other thing is I made... See, I don't know how prepared you are for this, man, but I made an entire PowerPoint. And I would love to show that on the screen, but now I don't know if that's also going to be a problem. Yeah, I have a whole fucking 6-slide PowerPoint made.
Bro, a PowerPoint to get cooked is crazy. You know you're going to get flamed no matter what you do, right?
Well, Kenneth...
What about notes to a debate, chat? Notes to a debate? You're about to get flamed, dog. This is crazy.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Look. Here's what I'll say. You have an advantage here. You have an advantage in this sense because I made a 22-minute video 2 weeks ago.
Never watched it.
Okay.
Never watched it.
Well, you're putting yourself at a pretty big disadvantage then.
He should have watched that, by the way. He should have fucking watched that. He would have much better understood my point.
Yourself at a pretty big disadvantage.
Listen. You could have any advantage you want. You could have Charles Oliveira with you. Could have anything. You would never beat me in a debate. There's no chance. I'm not worried about it.
Right.
You know you can't beat me, but you're here for just whatever shits and giggles. So let's wrestle, brother. Let's wrestle.
Okay. All right. Well. All right, okay, so let me just open this up. So your position on the matter of Khabib versus Charles Oliveira is that Charles Oliveira stands no chance against Khabib, and I'm just curious why you think that. I'm curious what your thought process is.
Well, my thought process is I've seen Charles go against multiple styles of fighters, and in every single fight he goes in, he always goes through some kind of adversity against people who aren't very sufficient in grappling. The only time I seen him go against someone who was pretty decent in grappling and went through adversity was Islam Makhachev. And the only difference between Islam and these other guys is that when Islam had him compromised, he wasn't afraid to jump on him and finish him. Most of these other guys have too much respect for Charles, so they will hurt him or have him stunned, and they'll be too scared to jump on the ground. I don't believe Khabib would do either of that. I think he'll be confident in his grappling, confident in his abilities to finish Charles once he has him compromised. Even if he doesn't have the compromise, he has the wrestling advantage significantly, and I would even say he has a grappling advantage. Charles is a slightly overrated grappler to an extent.
Oh, look at that smile as he said that. I mean, first of all, I don't even know if I bring this up, but first of all, that's just not true. Remember when Dustin Poirier, when Charles was going for the back take and then Charles slid off the top and then Dustin went to the ground with him and started trying to land ground and pound, and then Oliver just grabbed him in the omoplata, then made him roll out. I mean, that's just not true. You know what I mean? It's just not true, but okay, let's see.
Okay, I mean, again, I wish I had my PowerPoint here. I wish that you could see my PowerPoint, but here's the two things I'm going to say to that. You said Islam was the only guy who wasn't scared of following Charles to the ground after he was hurt. But do you remember when Dustin Poirier hurt him? Remember when Dustin Poirier hurt him? Dustin Poirier goes to the ground. Charles locks in an omoplata. Do you know what an omoplata is?
I do.
He gets him in an omoplata. I'm just making sure. And Dustin had to roll and end up on the bottom. So I'm just saying, you said he was the only guy to ever do that, but actually that's not the case. Dustin Poirier did.
When I said he was the only guy who was confident enough to like pursue him to the ground, I feel like the grappling of Islam Makhachev and Dustin Poirier is pretty significant. There's a pretty big difference in the grappling. So yes, if Dustin goes on the ground to try to follow him, he's not going to be comfortable with being on the ground, so he's going to try to get up. Islam, on the other hand, he'll be comfortable staying on the ground for any period of time. He's not going to be trying to get up like Dustin was, because the distinct grappling difference from Islam Makhachev and Dustin Poirier is the mass. In addition to that, I also think Khabib's a better grappler than Islam Makhachev. So trust me, I don't think Khabib's going to have.
Jim, that would have been so fucking funny. I should have been like, "What is it then? What? Okay, explain it to me. Can you show me? Show me what an omoplata is right now." I should
kind of struggle on the ground.
Here's two questions I want to ask you. So yeah, Islam did follow Charles Oliveira to the ground, and he actually submitted him. But why was he able to submit him? What happened prior to that moment?
He had him
jumped on him.
He had him rocked.
He had him rocked. Yeah. So you think, because what happened in that fight was the fight starts and Charles immediately goes at Islam, tries to walk him down, tries to put pressure on him. And what we saw in that fight was the first fight we realized that Islam Makhachev is an elite striker. What Islam was doing, Islam was constantly circling away from Charles, moving away. Yep. He would lunge into range and land combinations. Then he would get out of range again.
Yep.
That is what kept happening over and over again. And, since that fight, obviously, Islam Makhachev outboxed Dustin Poirier. He went to war on the feet with Volkanovski. I mean, clearly, the reason why that fight went the way it did was because Islam Makhachev is an elite striker. He rocked Charles and he jumped on him. Habib was never capable of that same kind of striking. He was never
disagree.
That same kind of striking.
Disagree. So I feel like Conor McGregor, in my opinion, is a better striker than Charles Oliveira. That's just from what I'm looking at from a subjective point of view. Seeing Conor go in there and drop and hurt a lot of people. Yeah. And I've seen Habib be able to drop Conor because of the threat of the takedown. One thing me and you could both acknowledge is that the threat of a takedown opens up striking. I think Habib has one of the greatest threat of takedowns. Therefore, if he's able to catch someone like Conor McGregor on the feet and compromise him, there's no doubt in my mind he could do it against a less accomplished striker like Charles Oliveira, who's one of the most embarrassed. Matter of fact, let me just say this about Charles. He's one of the least defensively sound strikers. He kind of walks forward and relies on trying to overwhelm his opponents with some kind of volume and stuff. And that's why he gets caught so often. It's not even that you got to be some kind of elite great striker to catch Charles. It's just that he puts himself in that risk. Like I said, Habib could do it to Conor. He could do it to Charles 100%.
So it's this moment right here. That so much was going through my head in this specific moment. I was like, I knew what I was expecting in terms of points from Kenneth, but like this was a whole different fucking level. This, like, how do you address a point like that? I swear to God, I know I do look really young, don't I? I do look really young, don't I? I so much went through my head in that moment. What I was honestly gonna say, and I ended up not doing it, but what I was gonna say was, okay. So your argument is Habib dropped Conor, so Habib would then drop Oliveira. And I was like, okay, well, you know how Michael Johnson rocked Habib? Well, then I think Charles would rock. I think Charles would rock Habib too. Like that's what I was gonna say. But then I was just like, well, people are gonna like. But then I was like, people who are watching this are gonna genuinely think that's my honest to God argument, and it's not. It's just that this is just fucking stupid. That's just a dumb point from Kenneth. You know what I mean? It's a completely stupid point from Kenneth. But right here, like I swear to God, it stunned me. I was like, wow, I knew it wasn't going to be good. I didn't know it was going to be that good. I didn't know it was going to be this bad, though.
Well, so here's what I'd say. You say that he's a better... Well, there's two things that you said that I take issue with. You said that you believe Habib is a better grappler than Islam. But you got to understand, right? Grappling, that's a very broad term, right? Here's my problem, I think, when people talk about Habib. It's all generalities. Nobody, and I don't think you'll be able to do this, nobody actually mentions and brings up what Khabib was good at when it comes to grappling. Whenever you ask the random MMA fan, you go, what was? Can you outline Khabib's game to me? They would say, okay, well, he the best wrestler. No one can stop him. I mean, he was the best. No one can stop his grappling. His grappling was unstoppable. No one can stop him. But they never actually outline specifically what he was good at.
What are you laughing at, man? Like, what the fuck? Like, dude, he's already like he's trying to like presuppose like what Kenneth is trying to do is he's basically given up on like actually having a conversation. And he's just like trying to like visually he's trying to get someone watching to like visually feel like he's doing better than he is, just because like what is he laughing at? I haven't even said anything yet. You know what I mean? Like how can you disagree with what I've said so far? You know what I mean?
I'll tell you what Khabib was good at. Okay, Khabib used folk style wrestling techniques up against the fence. That's what he was good at. When he got you up against the fence and he took you down and guys would turtle, he would grab a body lock and he would constantly ride you from the turtle. Constantly.
How is this one better than Khabib?
Don't interrupt me.
I was ready for it.
You're yapping. I don't care. I don't care what you're yapping about. How is Islam?
How can you legitimately have an argument? How can you legitimately have an argument about who's gonna win in a fight and not fucking
better than Khabib? You're saying Islam
actually talking about what their skill set was
better than Khabib, and you haven't said anything about Islam being better than Khabib. You're just talking about Khabib's grappling style and how he's so good at it because he uses folk style. I don't care. Tell me how Islam's better than Khabib.
Islam is, well, first of all, it's not that they're better. They're very different. They do completely different things. They do completely 100% different things. Khabib's entire game opened up when he got you up against the fence and you turtled and you kept trying to get back up. He would grab a body lock and he would keep hitting mat returns. This is not Islam's style. When Islam would take you down, he tries to take your back. He tries to put in a body lock. Now, what we saw when Islam win against Charles in the round, right? Sorry, what? You have a problem with that?
Oh, are you gonna just spring up the Volk fight and be like, yeah, he tried to get you down and put you in a body like by bringing up the one Volk situation, bro? 99% of the time against Dan Hook.
Volk? Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean Volk? I brought up the Volk.
He put Volk on a body lock in the first fight. I think it was the fourth round. I forgot what round it was, but he put Volk on like a body triangle and he locked him there for like the whole round.
No, he always does that. He did that against Dustin Poirier as well.
Okay, but against Dan Hooker, he didn't use it at all. Like if he's going against someone who he feels like is not as sufficient as against Armin, he never did it. Like I don't know what you're talking about. Like you're bringing up like a very few instances. But like, listen, let me just tell you something. I don't like this narrative. That Islam is a better grappler. Like, I love Islam. He's very well diverse, but the difference between Islam and Khabib was able to go in there every single night with the same game plan. Everyone would train to defend against his grappling. Everyone knew what he was going to do. They knew he was going to switch it up, and he was able to impose that game plan every single time. Nice. The one mutual opponent that they ever won against, and they went against two, but one of them being Dustin Poirier. We've seen the success Dustin Poirier had in the grappling realm. Islam had against Dustin in the grappling realm. We've seen the success Khabib had against Dustin.
Hold on, let me hop in there because that was a big point you just made about Dustin Poirier. Okay,
what?
When Dustin Poirier fought Khabib, and this goes back to what I was saying, that you were like, oh, you're yapping, you're not making any points. No, you just brought it up, and there's a reason why I was talking about Khabib's folk style techniques up against the fence, because Dustin Poirier said in that fight, he said before that fight in interviews, before he fought Khabib, he goes, Khabib's gonna take me down, but I gotta keep the scramble going. That's what he said. That was the worst fucking thing Dustin Poirier ever could have done in that fight, because Khabib, he is the best in the world up against the fence at folk style pins and mat returns. Dustin Poirier kept turtling, kept trying to get back up, and he was getting eaten alive. Every single time. He really fatigued himself. He really tired himself out, and eventually
Where are you
got
going
submitted.
With this, though?
So when he fought Islam, he changed up his game big time there. He said, if I get taken down and I get put in a bad position, I'm not going to waste energy this time. I'm not going to try to explode because how I got eaten alive the last time I tried doing that. When Islam took his back, Dustin would relax from that position. He would relax, he would try to stall out, and he would just try to wait till the end of the round. Same thing when Dustin Poirier fought Charles Oliveira. When Dustin Poirier had to roll because he got stuck in the omoplata following Charles to the ground, he didn't try to get back up. He stayed on his back because he knew if he tried to get back up, he was giving up his back. All right. So look.
What does this have to do with Islam being a better grappler than Habib? Like, you're just rambling about a bunch of stuff that don't really. You're not really defending your argument.
I'm not. You just brought up. You went. Look
You
at what
said Islam's a better grappler than Habib. You proved it with no way.
Don't interrupt
what
me.
way?
Don't
Explain.
interrupt me, Kenneth. Do not interrupt me.
You've been talking for 20 minutes.
You said. See, dude. This is what you do. See, you said. Then don't interrupt me. You said, look at what Islam did to Dustin Poirier, and then look at what Habib did to Dustin Poirier.
Yes.
And I'm talking about the see, this is what you're talking in generalities, dude. You don't know what you're talking about. You go, no, he's a better grappler, black and white, plain and simple.
No,
and
okay, so can I explain how
you interrupted me again! You interrupted me again!
Shut up, shut your mouth. You've been talking this whole time. Listen, Shay, I haven't had one word to speak.
No, you be quiet.
Let me talk.
Kenneth, you be quiet. No, Kenneth,
Let me say
I'm
my
not done
argument.
bringing up my point, Kenneth.
Let me say my argument before you keep talking. Shay, you've been talking for 10 minutes. Let me talk one time.
See, dude, you know I've got you in a corner. You know I've got you in a corner. You know I've got you.
He was fucked here, dude. He was literally fucked here, man. He was literally fucked. He was completely fucking in a corner, and then he literally just starts. He starts saying, "What are you talking about? You're not making any sense. You're just bringing up random stuff." I'm like, "What do you? How on earth could I have this?"
Corner, dude. Can I explain how Habib's a better wrestler? Can I explain how Habib's a better wrestler?
No.
Can I explain it? Can I explain how Habib's a better grappler than Islam Makhachev? Because I said it was the case, and then all you went on was like, Habib has folk style wrestling. He's only good at smothering people and people getting. I don't give a shit about anything you just said.
No, I know you
what
don't.
I'm saying,
Kenny,
what I'm saying about Habib being a more
anything about fighting, dude.
Can you imagine having a debate about who's gonna win a fight, and then literally saying, "I don't care about what their skills are. Like, I don't care about what they do." Like, oh man.
Listen, you're not letting me talk. Okay, just let me talk for like 20 seconds. You've been talking for like 50. You've been talking for like 45 seconds. Let me talk for 1 second.
Fact of matter.
I'm gonna make this argument. I'm gonna make this argument.
100%.
This guy's like, I can't even have a conversation with this guy, bro.
Do very different things. They have very different styles on the ground.
Okay, so can I say my point now?
Who's better? It's not.
This is crazy.
They do different things. Habib wants.
The truth is, he didn't even understand what you were saying. I mean, yeah, but we knew that. You know what I mean? We knew that.
You up against the fence, and Habib's game.
Okay, cool. I get it. They're two different grapplers.
On the fact that you
Shay, when have I said they're the same grappler?
He eats you alive.
When have I said they're the same grappler?
Is completely different.
When have I said they're the same grappler?
So you
when have I said they're the same style?
So you
look at this guy. He's not even listening.
Look at what Dustin Poirier. Look at what happened when Dustin Poirier fought Habib and when Islam fought Habib. They're
okay. Can I say my point?
They do.
Can I just talk?
They have different strengths.
And this is not even a debate. We can't even get the debate, guys. I'm sorry, Chad.
And as soon as I had you in a corner, as soon as I had you in a corner, dude. Right when I got you in a corner, you started screaming, dude.
Can I respond?
Right as I was bringing that up, all of a
yes or no? Can I respond?
Weirdly enough, I get you in a corner.
Yes or no? Can I respond?
The fuck out.
Yes or no? Can I respond?
Talk over me, dude.
Yes or no? Can I respond,
man? I had
yes or no? Can I respond?
Trapped in a corner.
Yes or no? Can I?
Yeah, I mean, look. Certainly in hindsight, I mean, look. It's just again, like I could see what he was doing. Like he was stuck, like right in a fucking corner with that one, and then he just immediately fucking tries to change the subject and switch it around. And I was just like, I was really trying to hold him there and not let him just fucking bounce around point after point after point after point after point. But like in hindsight, I probably should just let him talk here. Like I think that it's hard to realize it in the moment, but like, you know, he's just making himself look like an idiot. You know what I mean?
Respond.
And I didn't.
Yes or no? Can I respond?
Dude, if I'm bringing up a point that has you
increase the volume of what? What do you need me to increase the volume of? Oh, yeah, you know, this is probably way too loud. Let me turn that down a little bit. Yeah, that's probably better.
You're still doing it, dude. You're still doing it. You see
dude,
this
listen,
chat.
Shay. All right, Shay. All right, pause.
Oh my God.
Pause the debate.
The second I had this motherfucker trapped in a corner, he started screaming.
Shay, please, bro. Okay, to have a debate, you have to say your side after respond my side. I know you don't want me to talk, but we can't really have a debate if you're gonna just talk the whole time and not let me talk. All right, I'm glad you said your points about how they're different styles of wrestlers. Not once in that whole, you can rewind the tape. Not once have I said they're a similar style or had any similarities in the grappling. What I said is, if you look at, let me talk. Let me talk. You talked. When I said, look at Habib's grappling style, I said Habib goes in there with the same game plan every single time and puts his will in the wrestling. A big mutual point they had was Dustin Poirier. Habib was way more successful because he has better control than Islam Makhachev. Islam Makhachev is not known for controlling people for a long period of time. You can look at the Islam versus Volk fight. He wasn't able to control Volk on the ground for a long period of time. That's why for that one round that he got the backpack lock in. You look at the Dustin Poirier fight, wasn't able to take down Dustin Poirier. He's controlling for a long period of time because Dustin was able to get back up every single time. You look at when Habib was able to fight these guys, he was able to have a lot of control on them, and when they get back up, he always keep a body lock or some kind of clinch on them against the fence. And when they try to get up, he'll pull them back down because he's really good at chain wrestling. Islam's not as good of a chain wrestler as someone like Khabib Nurmagomedov, and it's not Islam's fault because Islam's really diverse in other realms of fighting. But you can't try to paint the narrative that Islam's better at controlling people, better at finding the finish, because the 3 title defenses he had was 3 finishes due to submission. So let's get back on the subject that we're actually debating, which is Charles and Khabib. So when we look at Charles, listen, we're not debating Islam's, we're debating Charles and Khabib.
Hey, I let him talk right there. I did what he wanted me to do. I let him talk. I made my point, and he's trying to move on so quickly. You know what I mean? He just moved on so fast from the initial point. Like, 'cause he tried to say, remember at the very, very start, he was like, the reason why I think that Khabib would beat Charles so easily is because look at the Dustin Poirier fight when Islam fought him. Look at the fight when Khabib fought him. I try to make my argument. I try to make my point. He never let me finish it. Like, he never let me finish what I was trying to say, which was at the end of the day, they're just completely different, and their skills are different, and they're both going to match up to Charles completely differently because of that. But then he just goes, "Well, I never ever said they're the same. I just said that it's better," and then he's just moving on. You know.
I want to make my point.
Make your point, and then go back to Charles Khabib because we're debating that.
Okay, two things. You said the only time Islam controlled Volkanovski was that one round he took the body triangle.
Yep.
He actually also controlled him in the first round by also taking his back. But
he got up.
Yeah, no. The first round, the round ends with him on his back.
The last 10 seconds, that's not controlling someone for a long
The
period
last
of time.
minute.
Which goes back to my point.
No, it was not the last 10 seconds. That was not the last 10 seconds. It was a whole
why he was controlling
minute he
him.
had his back. See, this is why I needed my fucking PowerPoint.
This is why I needed my PowerPoint. The audio is echoing. Let me turn it down.
I'm pulling it up and I'm showing it. I know. Dude, I don't know about you. I actually prepared for this. I prepared for this.
I don't need to prepare for you.
I know you don't, because you don't know anything about fighting, dude.
Keep in mind, this is Khabib Charles. Look at, pull it up. Hurry up.
No. Okay. First of all, and you keep saying that. You keep saying this is Khabib Charles.
That's me. You just made up a mind. You got shut. Moving on. Now back to Charles and Khabib. You got flames. You trying to lie about shit. Don't fucking try to lie to me. I know my shit.
I'm gonna wait till you're done.
Now back to Charles and Khabib because you just lied about it. You didn't check because you're lying.
Pull up Volkanovski versus Islam. I'm gonna pull up Volkanovski, but I'm gonna wait till you're done. Are you done?
No, pull it up.
Let me.
Okay, if you don't want to pull it up.
Hold on. Let me remind everybody, because you keep saying that. You just said again. You went, no, we're talking about Khabib Charles, but you're talking about something else. Let me take us all back to the first point you made, which was look at how Dustin Poirier fought Islam, and you're interrupting me again.
We didn't though. We didn't address that point though. We didn't.
Dustin Poirier did against Islam. Look at how Khabib did against Islam. That you brought that up, not me. You said look at Dustin Poirier in those two fights, and I brought up how they are completely different. They have completely different styles, and they're looking for different things on the ground. And, as soon as I brought that up, you start freaking the fuck out, and now you just agree? What?
No,
dude,
listen, I never once said Khabib.
You erupted,
Listen, Shay.
Dude.
Okay, I never said he. I never. Listen, Shay, you give me rewind this, and you give me Never once have I said they had the same style.
I agree.
Never once have I said Islam and Khabib had the same style. Show me where I said that. We could go back and you're gonna say I never said that. You're arguing something that wasn't there.
Okay.
You're arguing something that wasn't there. Now you're gonna feel really stupid looking back at this debate.
Then why do you think that it's significant? Then why
I
did
think
you
Khabib's
bring
better
up?
at controlling
Why did
opponents.
you bring up? Why did you bring up the differences between Khabib and Islam? Then?
Want me to answer that? Because I believe that Khabib is better at controlling opponents than Islam is on the floor, on the ground. That's why I think that. I can also tie into a point that I also believe that Khabib Nurmagomedov is better at ground and pounding as well as better at submitting people. I feel like Khabib's an overall better grappler. So let's get this straight.
Hey, look. Together strong. I make a very good argument. I make a very, very, very good argument that I'm pretty sure I never even got to bring up the argument here. I don't think I ever even really got to outline the argument that well, but. Oh, now people can't hear it. All right, I'll turn it up a little bit more. Look, essentially, here was my argument. What prompted you to revisit this debate? Well, Aaron, the truth is, I swear to God, I've never watched this back. Because I really couldn't even really tell you the exact contents of this debate. I remember doing it, and I've never ever watched it. So the truth is, I was just kind of curious. But I guess that is probably a good preference, like exactly what my argument is that essentially here's why I think that Oliveira absolutely could beat Khabib. It's because when Islam fought Khabib Habib and Islam very specifically game planned to not shoot any singles or double legs on Oliveira because he's so dangerous with the guillotine. You see, Habib and Islam, neither of them are super high level wrestlers. Again, their game opens up when they get you against the fence, but they certainly can't. Oh, is that actually Kenneth there? Hi, Kenneth. How you doing, big guy? I don't know if that's actually him though or not. Let me see. There's a lot of fake Kenneths in the world. Oh, yeah, it is him. Oh, hey, Kenneth. Hey, Kenneth. How you doing, man? How you doing? Good to see you, buddy. I checked. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right, well, we can watch this together. But anyway, look, as I was saying, so my whole point, Habib is not going to want to shoot any singles or doubles on Charles. First of all, he's not even that good at shooting singles or doubles out in the open, but he wouldn't want to because of how dangerous Oliveira was with the guillotine. Now, the thing is, right, again, Habib would have needed to get Oliveira up against the fence to have the success that he needed to in that matchup. But that's going to be really difficult to do because when you look at Islam versus Charles, Charles went after Islam. Charles went after him, like got in his face, like went after Islam and was swinging for the fucking fences. And of course, he couldn't land for shit on Islam Makhachev because it turns out that Islam is an elite striker who's amazing on the back foot, moving and evading. That's not Habib, right? Habib's game was essentially blitzing at you, getting you to cover up and back up to the fence. But again, I think it would have been really, really difficult for Habib to actually push Oliveira back. I think that Oliveira would have tried to go after him. And I think Habib, even if he tried to shoot, he was putting himself at a really high guillotine risk. And again, he game planned with Islam just not even shoot. You know what I mean? So, that's kind of the, and again, too, like I was trying to bring up earlier when we were having this conversation, was that Habib's game is riding you from the back. He gets you down, you try to stand back up, he body locks you, and he keeps mat returning you over and over again. Well, Oliveira just wasn't going to try to get back up. That's not Oliveira's game. You know what I mean? All right, I'm reading it. I'll invite to the cord and let's talk about it together. Dude, we can do that if you want. We can do that if you want. I don't really know how. Do I have Discord on my computer? I do. Yeah, we can do that if you want. See, future UFC champ, but see, that's the problem. Future UFC champ, that's the problem. Armin and Habib are not the same. They're completely different. Armin has way better takedowns out in the open. The reason why Armin had the success he did against Oliveira was because Oliveira's pressure got negated because Armin was able to make him run into takedowns. You know what I mean? But that's just not Habib's game. He doesn't have that same skill set. Habib is better than Armin in other areas, but he's not. He doesn't have better shots out in the open. He wouldn't be able to replicate that performance the exact same way, But again, that was kind of my whole point with the debate. That was kind of my whole point with my initial video that I made way back when, was that people just kind of go, Islam grappler, Armin grappler, therefore Habib beats Charles Oliveira. I'm like, you can't say that. You know what I mean? They're completely different. Oh my God, I can finally use my PowerPoint. Why is Discord not opening? Exactly, Jim. Exactly. Well, Armin gets so low on his shots. You know what I mean? He gets so low on his shots, and it's really difficult to guillotine him. But obviously, Armin Tsarukyan came from an actual wrestling background, Well, I don't know why my Discord's not opening. Yeah. Go for it, John. Go for it. Oh, exactly, Bennett Fender. Exactly. Run as an admin. Oh, I guess it needs to be updated. Yeah, I mean, again, right, like the reason why Islam had the success he did was because he's just so good on the back foot, and he was able to outstrike him out in the open. Habib, again, was a very underrated striker, but he wasn't going to outstrike Charles out in the open. You know what I mean? He had to get him to the fence. I think that would have been really hard for him to do. But to even, like, how is he going to take Oliveira down against the fence without shooting any singles or doubles? You know what I mean? How is he going to do that? You know what I mean? It's going to be so fucking hard. Okay, let me try to fix this. Hold on, let me fucking. Yeah, Habib did have good judo throws. He did. I mean, for sure, he absolutely did. But I mean, the thing is, right? Like, Islam never actually. Islam did get old. But that would have been one thing that would have actually been tough for Charles, is that he couldn't throw knees in the clinch. Throwing a knee in the clinch would have left him open for Habib's judo throws. But it's something you could theoretically game plan for, you know. But I guess that could be one thing you can give to Habib there in that matchup. Motherfucker. Let me see. Let me try to log in through my QR code. Discord. Hold on. I'll fix it. I just gotta fucking... Oh, man. I wish I knew how to use my fucking apps better. Here we go. Okay. All right, I'm in. All right, I'm in. I mean, yeah, K-Dot. Armin did have very, very good. He has insane ground and pound himself. All right. Well, I'm waiting. Okay, Honeycomb, is that you? Jesus, 900 members is kind of crazy. All right, I'm in. Armin is closer to Habib wrestling-wise than Islam is? I don't think so. I mean, again, you got Armin, who comes from a wrestling background. You have Habib, who comes from a judo sambo background. No, they're not the same. Join call, I'll drag. Okay, let me go to the bathroom real quick. Hey, Michael. All right, I'm back. I'm back. Man, okay. All right, okay. So now now what do I do? Oh, Benadryl supplier. Thank you for joining the Charles Oliveira fan club, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. You know, if you want to join our members only Discord, let us know. If you want to fucking, you know, you have access to a lot of perks that I'm sure you already see. Join any call. I'll drag you. Okay. So join any call. What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? Join any call. What is that? I don't know what that means. I don't know what join any call means, unfortunately. I'm sorry. Join any... Okay, click general. Okay, general. All right. I'm in general. And now what? Join a voice channel. Click anything that has a volume icon. Anything that has a volume icon. Oh, like this? Like this? Am I doing it? All right, I think I'm all right. There we go. I think I'm here. I think I'm here. You know what I might need to do? I might need to turn off my camera here for it to work. I think. If I know correctly, I think. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Oh, look who it is. The man himself. Is it working? So you were lagging? Oh shit, my PC can't handle Discord, it sounds like. Uh-oh. Close all my tabs, okay. Yeah, I really need to upgrade. I need to upgrade from my Chromebook that I'm using. Nah, bro, we still on your editing screen? Who the fuck are these people? Yeah, dude, I really do need to invest in a PC upgrade, don't I? I need to really invest in a PC upgrade. I do. It's bad. Like, I'm legitimately using a Chromebook right now. I don't think his PC can handle it. Okay, well, Kenneth, I'm using a Chromebook. Is that a problem? I'm using a Chromebook. Do Chromebooks not work? I mean, look, I made it. Look, we made it happen last time. Let me remove that, and then maybe. Bro, unmute Kenneth. Do I have him muted?
Every time I drag you, your stream like.
Oh, okay. I think I'm in now. I hear you now.
You hear me?
I hear you, yeah.
Okay. Oh, yeah, you are. I hear you too.
Oh, no. Okay, cool. Perfect. Oh, Tyler, thank you for the $5. Thank you for the PC fund. I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, I will definitely buy. I need to upgrade from a Chromebook for sure. Why the fuck is my camera not working?
Don't even worry about your. I think, you know what I think it is? I think your stream's having a hard time, like, run. I mean, maybe your stream looks fine now, honestly. It looks good now.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I thought maybe I had to turn off my camera on Streamlabs to make it work, but I don't think that's doing it.
Yeah,
Whatever. Well, hey, I can see you, man. I can see you, and that's all that matters, huh? I read it. I read Tyler's dono already. So what's up? What's been new with you, man?
Nothing, man. I just been, just dropping content. Yeah, but then I was just scrolling through YouTube and I was like, oh shit, I'm like he's rewatching our debate. I was like, I might as well just poke my head in and see if I could. I don't know. We could just talk back about it.
Well, dude, I've never watched that debate back ever, so I thought it was fitting. I was curious. You never have?
No, I never watched it. I don't watch. The only debate I've ever watched back was probably my Lucas debate. I don't really watch back debates though. Like I just. It happens. People have their like reception on it, and I'm like, I'll let it. I just let it.
You just let it be. Yeah, I gotcha. Dude, by the way, I remember not that long ago, I came into your chat, and I remember I donated, and we were talking back and forth a little bit, and then I left. And the second I left, a fake version of me came into your chat and was being super fucking racist. Yeah, and they were being super racist. Yeah, that wasn't me.
Wait, that was it. So that was you at first, and then it wasn't you.
That was me. Yes, I joined first, and then I left, and then my fucking Discord's like, shit, why are you being racist? I was like, what do you mean? Why am I being racist? And they were sending me screenshots. I'm like, that's not me. No, I left. That's not me.
Bro, I was like, because at first my mods were saying, no, I think that's Shay. And then like all of a sudden I was like, oh, it's Shay. And then like the convo continued. I was like, what the hell's going on? And I was like, okay, this doesn't seem like Shay. Doesn't seem like this, dude. And
no,
like,
yeah, no.
Okay,
that wasn't me. That wasn't me. I wanted to let you know that. I didn't know if you didn't know yet or not. So, bro, let me ask you, man.
I was a little confused. I was like, okay,
dude. Let me ask you, man. Have you changed your opinion on Oliveira Habib yet?
Hold on, you just lagged. What'd you say?
Have you changed your opinion on Oliveira Habib yet?
Oliveira Habib, as in like Oliveira wins?
Yeah. Have you changed your mind yet?
You're lagging.
Ah, motherfucker. I'm trying here, man. Dude, I know. I gotta.
But I see what you're saying. You're asking me if I changed my opinion on Oliveira Habib.
Yeah.
He needs to upgrade, dude. Fuck.
Well, yeah. Let me. Fuck yeah, dude. I don't know. I have a Chromebook, and I don't think Chromebooks work in today's world anymore. You know what I mean?
Chromebook?
I have a Chromebook. Yeah, like when you were in high school, did they give you guys Chromebooks? They gave me a Chromebook, and
yes, bro. How do you have a Chromebook though? How, dude?
Well, I don't. I mean, I don't know, man. I like minimalism. I like minimalism. I'm not really one with. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of materialism. You know what I mean? I try to make it work with what I got.
Nah, that makes sense. It's just like I'm a little bit surprised. Like, bro, you make money, dude. You could buy a PC. You could buy a decent PC.
I mean, I guess, but dude, I spend a lot of money on gambling, bro. I spend a lot of money on gambling.
Bro, your bets are so bad. My chat like, oh, we just spent $2,000 on this. I'm like, what?
Okay, first of all, I do a shit ton of research. I think my bets are pretty solid. I just think I've gotten really unlucky. Unfortunately. But I mean, dude, you can't deny, man, that when I bet $2,000 on Henry Cejudo to get a round 4 TKO over Song, that was gonna happen if that fight didn't end early. That was gonna happen.
No, it wasn't gonna happen. But I see what I thought. I picked Henry for like the same reasons you probably did. Like I really thought Henry was just gonna be too much for him, and I thought Song was overrated. But yeah, that wasn't a bad bet. It was just like, why 2,000, dude?
Well, hey, dude, I'll be honest with you though. The real reason why I took that bet was because I made a joke that Henry was gonna get a 4th round TKO, and then a week later at the weigh-ins, he breaks open the fortune cookie. And it says 4th round TKO, and I was like, "Oh my God, this is a sign from God." I think so.
The stars were aligning. They're aligning.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, pretty much. But yeah, so yeah, I don't know, man. But gambling's been tough. The problem with the gambling is that like it started off with MMA, but then I moved on to like horse races. I moved on to like ping pong matches, and it's dude, that's really dug me in a hole, bro.
Dude, you're in too deep, dog. Because you're in too deep. Because my chat says I have a problem, but I don't put. You put like I'll put like 500 or 800 on like a 2-leg. Like what's it called? Weili and I picked Weili by points and like DDP by points 1 card, and I put like 800 on it because I was very certain. But when it starts getting to 4 digits and like you're doing it for like a massive underdog, that's when it's a problem. And then if you move to ping pong, dude, and horse racing, what are you doing? Where do you even watch those?
Well, okay, no, but I mean, this might be a little racist of me, but I was just like always betting on the Chinese guy to win in the ping pong matches because I thought the Chinese guys were better at it. But then, dude, they'd keep fucking losing. But then my Chinese guys would keep fucking losing, and I was just like, dude, what the fuck, man? I don't know.
You're in too deep, man. You're in too deep. You're in too deep. Bro, NBA's are not a bad thing, though. I've been making money from NBA. I made like $500 yesterday because Nuggets and the Celtics. You should do NBA, dude. It's fun to watch, too.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. Oh, okay. Who's your team?
Well, I'm from Boston, so I got the Celtics. That's my team.
Fuck you, bro. Fuck you.
What? Of course, everyone hates Boston for no reason.
I'm a diehard Laker fan. I've been a diehard Laker fan since I was born. Okay. I love the Lakers. We're not doing so well right now. LeBron needs to get on some more fucking TRT. I don't know. He needs to keep juicing. Come on, we know he's juicing, right? Like that's not a question anymore.
I don't know what he's doing, but I'm just surprised for the longevity he has for his age and all this. And he still looks like a fucking tank. So he must be doing something right. I don't know what it is.
It's TRT and HGH, man. We know. It's TRT and HGH. Dude, every single person in his draft class is retired. Not only are they retired, but like they were washed like 8 years ago. You know what I mean? And you remember what Chael Sonnen said? Right. Chael Sonnen said that him and LeBron had the same steroid guy, you know? I believe him. You ever heard that?
Chael says everything though. Chael says anything and everything.
That's a good point. That is a good point. I believe him though, because he's fucking 40. I believe him.
Maybe, bro. Maybe.
So,
but as far as your point, because I remember what you said. When you were like, you said Charles and like Khabib, like, do I still have the stance?
Yeah.
Like, wait, as in like Charles beating him? Because I remember like towards that debate, you were kind of saying more things of like it's just competitive. Or something like that. Like, I don't think you actually thought Charles beat him.
Well, from my recollection, Kenneth, I remember at the very end of the debate, like the very, very end, I believe you told me, you were like, you know what, Shay, you have made me see the light. I was wrong in my ways. I didn't know what I was talking about. And you know what, dude? I thank you for educating me. And I was just really hoping you maintained that sort of that new outlook on life that I gave you. You know what I mean? I was hoping.
Listen, Shay, bro. I'll be real. I understand, and I give you respect for this. You're a really big Charles fan. Like I think your relationship with Charles is kind of how I see Izzy, but I still won't say dumb stuff like Izzy beats Prime Izzy beats Prime John Jones. I won't say stuff like this. Like you're saying Charles Oliveira even really has a fighting chance outside of like maybe a lucky submission. But I just doubt that's gonna happen with the heavy hips of Khabib. It's such a reach, dude. I just can't get behind it. I'm sorry, I just can't. Like it just doesn't make sense, man.
I mean, look, dude. Look. Here's what I think, man. I think that obviously Izzy versus John Jones. John Jones is a whole weight class above him. You know what I mean? Like obviously that doesn't make any sense, right? That obviously doesn't make any sense. But I just think that look, Khabib. My only thing about Khabib is that I truly don't feel like anybody ever talks about specifically what he was good at. Everyone's just like, he was just a monster and you can't stop him and he was the greatest and just doesn't matter what's going on, who he's fighting, no matter what, he's going to win. And I'm like, look, I'm sorry, but you can't look at a fight with Conor McGregor, Dustin Poirier, and then Justin Gaethje and then say, you know, oh yeah, he'll do that to anybody. I'm like, there are 100% stylistical matchups that would absolutely give him problems. I think Charles is one of them, man. That's what I think.
Charles isn't one of them. I'll be real. I'll be more inclined. And you didn't mention RDA, who's a pretty decent grappler. But I will say this: like, if I didn't watch Charles struggle against people who prioritize wrestling, even Kevin Lee before the submission, you know, Armin Sarukian, Islam Makhachev, I would have more of an opinion that kind of leans towards you, like, oh my God, Charles stylistically would destroy Khabib. But the reality of that is just that Charles Oliveira, he's good at what he's good at. But if I told you to name like 5 good black belts or someone like good people he submitted who have great BJJ or great grappling, you'd probably struggle because he's great at like finishing some of these, you know, people who lack the grappling. But I just don't see him submitting high level grapplers as much as I see like Khabib going in there and just destroying every style. I'm not saying Khabib destroyed high level grapplers. I think RDA is probably the best grappler on paper. He's beaten up, but I just feel as if Charles is not as good as you think he is against high-level grapplers. That's where my disconnect with you comes from, I think.
Oh, okay, well, let me ask you this. Do you think that prime Tony Ferguson was really good?
No.
You don't think that prime Tony Ferguson was really good?
No, well, when I say no, I'm kind of basing it off of like he reminds me of Charles a lot. Like he gets beat up, you're getting beat up, and you find ways to get finishes. He's really good with like causing damage. I'll give him that. Better at Charles than that, I feel like, with his elbows and stuff. But I don't really say people are great fighters who like kind of go in there and get beat up and find ways to win. They're very resilient, but eventually that fight style has an expiration date, and when that fight style expires, they tend to go on horrible losing streaks. So I never really seen Tony as all that great.
Well, okay, so yeah, that 100% I'll agree with. The problem with Tony Ferguson was that he never really had like fundamentals. He was just like ridiculously tough and had crazy cardio and went after you so hard, and he was so scrambly on the ground. But as soon as he got old and he lost all of those physical attributes, he doesn't have any skills to fall back on anymore, and that's why he sucks. You know what I mean? That's why he sucks now. But I think in his prime, he certainly was a motherfucker. He was a problem to fight. I mean, he was on a 12 fight win streak. You know what I mean? Before the Justin Gaethje fight. And the reason why Justin Gaethje beat him so bad was because, he just didn't have very good head movement. He wasn't a very technical boxer. He would just absorb damage. And obviously, Justin Gaethje is the fucking worst opponent you can possibly fight. But, look, I think Tony Ferguson was a motherfucker on the ground. Specifically, because he never got tired. He's always throwing elbows off his back, always scrambling, always throwing up submissions. And Kevin Lee fucking dominated him round one. Took him down, smashed him, took him all the way to mount. And dude, Oliveira put a fucking clinic on Kevin Lee, man. It was a jiu-jitsu clinic. Round one, he dominated Kevin Lee on the ground. Kevin Lee was defending submission attempt. You know what I mean? And here's the thing, right? Kevin Lee is an actual wrestler who has really good takedowns. Khabib is a judo sambo guy, man. You know what I mean? He's not hitting those same kind of takedowns. You know what I mean? My only thing is, Khabib was not going to shoot any singles or doubles on Charles. He game planned with Islam to not shoot on Charles that way. But for Islam, that works because Islam is a world-class striker who on the outside is going to move, land shots, keep moving. That's not Khabib. You know what I mean? Khabib needed to pressure Oliveira to the fence. I think that would have been hard to do because I think Oliveira would have went after him, and I don't think he was going to shoot on him. So therefore, you're welcome for showing you the light, man. You're welcome.
Okay, yeah. Let me just. I'll let you speak because I don't want to go and interrupt you ever again. And I'm done with that stuff. But
all right,
I'm gonna say what I think because I do think Islam and Khabib are very different styles. You're right that Islam is a better striker. What I think Khabib did better than anyone is pressure. And I know you said you don't think he's going to pressure Charles, but I disagree. I've seen Charles on the back foot many times. I've seen Michael Chandler, the first fight specifically, put him on the back foot tremendously just off of just forward pressure and ducking low, having him thinking. I've seen Charles get backed up by Dustin Poirier as well. That's a striker though as well. But I think Khabib, why he backs people up so well is that they don't look at Khabib as a good striker. And on paper, he's not a great striker. But I think what makes his striking look decent sometimes is that he's kind of walking forward and kind of always putting his whether it's a jab in your face, a straight, level changes. He gets you moving back because you're always thinking of the takedown. Now, Charles is okay with getting taken down, or he's okay with, he's okay off his back. Well, that's also a problem, too, because I think Charles Oliveira is too complacent on his back. Sometimes he relies on throwing up submissions, and against Arman Tsarukyan, it put him in more negative situations than positive. There's sometimes even try to pull guard against, Tsarukyan, and even Islam at times, it looked like. And he ends up on his back against these high-level grapplers. I'm glad you brought up Kevin Lee. Great wrestler, by the way. I think he's a good wrestler. The difference between Islam Makhachev, Khabib Nurmagomedov, and Kevin Lee, I feel like, in most high-level grapplers is that they have grappling not just based off wrestling, but also BJJ defensively, BJJ offensively. Sambo specifically, they're very good at that. So I feel as if, yes, you could get taken down by Kevin Lee and mauled, but you'll be more comfortable off your back against a Kevin Lee than you would against an Islam Makhachev and Khabib, who are more willing to hit you with some ground and pound as well as open up with some submissions, which also why when he was on the ground against someone like Arman Tsarukyan, who's a pretty high-level grappler, it wasn't just, I'm going to be on the ground with you and I'm just going to stay here, stay in guard and just hold you like Kevin Lee would. It's more like I'm going to posture up, I'm going to ground and pound you, and all the submissions you throw up that are significant against these other guys with no type of grappling, they're not going to be sufficient enough against me, which is why I see when you might be like, oh, when Khabib takes him down, he might just get submitted. I don't think so. I think Khabib's going to use his heavy hips because he does that so well. And when you have heavy hips, especially what Islam did well, when you press him against the fence with your heavy hips, all those submissions that you love to throw up isn't going to be as sufficient as you think it would because he's just not going to have the room to throw up the submissions. And I feel like Khabib does a way better job than Islam of pressing people up against the fence, which opens up his takedowns. If you look at 99% of the takedowns that Khabib would score in contrast to what Islam would score, Habib's are more likely to be against the fence than Islam. Sometimes Islam ends up like in an armor situation where he has to do a trip in the middle of the octagon. Habib's a lot different because he pressures a lot better. So I feel like Habib's pressure is going to be what gets Charles to that fence. And since he gets him down, it's going to be a field day. I think it's going to be a really easy fight. I'll be real. I don't even see a world where Habib even has a competitive fight against Islam. I mean, against Habib.
Kenneth,
Charles is just not that level.
Kenneth, you know what? I'm going to say something real quick, man. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you because I can tell you've leveled up your MMA knowledge since the last time we spoke. I can tell you've leveled up your MMA knowledge. I think you're a lot more coherent. I think you're talking about style a lot better and style a lot more. And I just want to say I can tell that I was the inspiration for that for you. And I which I get it. And, you're welcome. You're welcome. I do. Yeah. I mean, for sure. You're welcome. You're welcome. I mean, look, dude. Look, I agree with some of the stuff that you said. I think that obviously I made a whole fucking YouTube video called The Charles Oliveira Problem where I talked about a lot of what you said. I was like, the fact that he chose to stay in bottom against Arman with his head pressed into the fence was fucking detrimental. You just can't do that. Arman is a jacked hamster, you know what I mean? And that body type, it's so hard to submit somebody like that who's so compact and so explosive and so strong. But I think specifically, very specifically, when you go back to that Islam Makhachev fight, you remember what happened when Oliveira pulled the guard out in the open? He won that exchange. He won the exchange. He immediately throws up a triangle. Islam immediately postures up, tries to defend, gets his arm out, barely escapes, right? Gets out of the triangle. That's effective grappling per the judging criteria for Charles Oliveira. He just attacked with a submission. What do you mean no? What do you mean no? That's not effective. It literally is, though. It is. That's effective grappling.
Yeah, I'll say he's a fit. Like Charles is never the type though. I've seen this again, even against anyone. Arman, like he's always the type to try to throw something up, but I don't think failed things are effective. And it kind of goes back to the point where I'm hearing a lot of people say Charles got robbed against Arman because he almost did this, he almost did that. Yeah, you almost got the submission. Like good for you, but it's not effective if it's not complete, in my opinion. Yes, you could throw stuff up. I'd prefer someone like Tony, who throws bows, like elbows that cut people from guard, as more of effective, like off your back, than throwing up a submission attempt and failing. Like, do you see what I mean by that? Like, well, I just feel like that's a little bit more effective.
Okay, here's what I think. I think that if you feel like that's how the judging criteria should be, well, you can say that. But the fact of the matter is that's just not what it is. Like, the judging criteria outlines very specifically, effective grappling is establishing an attack. It says that, and it specifically references submission attempts as you establishing, attacking your opponent, which being on top of somebody isn't winning. You have to be attacking. You know what I mean? And
I agree.
Okay.
But what I just said, you kind of contradict yourself because you bring up the judging or how they score stuff. Yeah. Well, based off what I said, you still would probably agree that elbows that cut and do damage trumps all. So damage will trump in a submission attempt that we just brought up. So I think you agree with me. I don't think you disagree with me. Well, secondly, usually when Charles is on his back throwing up submissions, Islam wasn't on the top doing nothing. Islam was going for some ground and pound as well as trying to transition into his half guard to set up like arm triangles and other submissions. So they're both attacking submissions. So I don't think Charles won the exchange on the ground. Like I think Islam won the exchange on the ground.
Okay, all right. Well, okay, I have a few things to say about that. For one, it's actually a bit of a misconception that damage trumps all. And fucking even Daniel Cormier, the fucking moron, will fucking repeat this on the UFC broadcast. Well, damage is the number one. It never ever references damage. It says effective striking / effective grappling, which it's essentially just, are you attacking? Are you trying to end the fight? Either way. Obviously, if you're landing fucking clean elbows on somebody, I mean, I guess that's where it kind of gets subjective. You know what I mean? If you have like a Volkanovski Ortega style choke, you know what I mean, where that guillotine attempt that Volk barely got out of, maybe you can say that's worth more than landing elbow. I mean, I don't know. It's a little subjective there, but. Specifically, as I was going to say, specifically out in the open, right? Oliveira has that triangle attempt. Islam has to defend to get out. Later, right, he tries to pass Oliveira's guard. Oliveira shoots for a leg lock, throws his legs up to attack the legs. Islam literally stood up and then ran away. He runs away. Now, hold on, though. Hold on. Now, though, right? Oliveira goes to follow him, right? He goes to follow him. You good? He goes to follow him, pushes him up against the fence. Islam then hits him with that throw, and now Oliveira's head is pressed into the fence. Now there's no submission attempts anymore. There, Islam Makhachev won. Absolutely. When they were out in the open, Charles got the better of the exchange on the ground. Against the fence is where he got fucked. You know what I mean? So, look, point is... I actually forget where we were going with that, but that is just what happened.
I think you're pretty much just. I think you were pretty much just telling me that I think you're trying to prove that Charles is pretty good at throwing up submissions, which I agree with. I never disagreed with. I think he is good at throwing up submissions. What me and you are maybe disagreeing about is that as far as yes, he's throwing up these submissions and failing against these sound grapplers like Arman Sarukian and Islam. In my opinion, I think Khabib's also a sound grappler, and I'm pretty sure you could agree with that too. I just feel like the submissions, and I feel like also I want to talk about. I think Khabib does a lot better of a job than Islam of staying heavy with his hips specifically and controlling people, whether it's in guard, half guard. He's just a lot better than Islam at it, which is anything negative to Islam. Islam's just good at a lot of other things, but as far as grappling and control and heavy hips, I think Khabib does it a lot better, which is why you rarely see Khabib in very compromising positions off of half guard or off of full guard from most people, while he's on the ground. We can see some attempts when he's attempting a takedown, but even then, Khabib stays mellow and gets out of these tough situations. So I just don't see Charles, even whether it's in the middle of the octagon like Arman Sarukian was, it's not going to be danger for him. Whether it's against the fence like Islam was, won't be a danger to him. So pretty much his only chance at winning being off his back primarily, is just very unlikely. It just leads me to believe that Khabib Nurmagomedov probably beats him any way he wants. It's not a very competitive fight. I'm sorry to tell you, man. I know you love Charles. It's just not a competitive fight. He's not gonna beat him.
I mean, look, man. I just think obviously, if Khabib somehow gets Oliveira in a position where his head is pressed into the fence on the ground. Yeah, pressed into the fence, obviously. That's a horrible spot no matter who you are off of your back. I'm not sure how he's going to get him there, first off. Second off, I, again, don't think you can look at a fight with Conor McGregor, Dustin Poirier, and then Justin Gaethje, and then just say, well, we've never seen him in a bad spot. I'm like, well, those guys, of course, aren't going to put him in a bad spot. You know what I mean? Those guys just, I think Khabib fought a very, very particular style throughout his entire career. And I even think that, I've always said this. Khabib's father wanted him to go to 170, right? And he didn't do that. Because you got fucking Kamaru Usman, you got Colby Covington, you got Gilbert Burns as the top three. You know what I mean? These are stylistically much more difficult matchups. And I just think that I don't think you can look at him fighting very favorable matchups and then have the argument that we've never seen him in a bad spot, therefore nobody can put him in a bad spot. My only thing is I don't see how Khabib is going to pressure Oliveira to the fence. The way that Khabib does it is blitzing at you. He's on the outside. Khabib has very good distance management and very good defense on the feet. He's very good at slipping and moving and staying just outside of range, and he finds his moments to blitz at you with shots. It gets guys to cover up, back up to the fence. There he shoots. You know what I mean? If you are going to blitz at Oliveira like that, what's stopping Oliveira from looking for takedowns himself? He took down Michael Chandler many, many times, and Michael Chandler is a better traditional wrestler than Khabib is. He's not a better grappler, but he's a better traditional wrestler.
He's not.
Oh.
I'll say this. Yes, 15 years ago, 17, whatever. If they wrestled 18 years ago on open mat, yes, Michael Chandler's a better wrestler. Michael Chandler that fought Charles the second time, definitely not even that's laughable. Paddy Pimblett's a better wrestler than that guy. But I'll say this about Khabib. You keep bringing up how you just don't know how Khabib would get Charles against the fence. He would do it very easily. He's the best. I think he's the best pressure fighter in UFC history, arguably. If you watch a Justin Gaethje fight, I know you think these are favorable matchups and he's choosing favorable matchups, but if I tell you to look at that division at the time and name one wrestler you want him to fight at 155, you couldn't name a single one. But as far as Justin Gaethje has heavy low kicks. What Khabib does well, I feel like people underrate his ability to take a punch. He's took a spinning heel kick from Edson Barboza. He's took some heavy low kicks by Justin Gaethje. He's took some heavy shots by Dustin Poirier. He walks forward after taking your best shots, which is very discouraging for fighters, which ends up being the reason why he usually backs these people up fairly easily, and then he shoots. Sometimes he's doesn't have you against the fence, but he'll do what I call the Hamza shot, where he'll explode into a single leg. He did it against Conor, I think, when Conor tried to time a knee. And it wasn't that Conor was even against the fence, but like just the speed of the takedown and Conor trying to sprawl ends up just pushing them inevitably against the fence, and because they're forcing themselves to defend, and that's where Khabib just starts tripping you against the fence, and just it's a long night for you. And then like I want to bring up, and again, because I hate that, I'm not a fan of like the narrative that he's only picking, or like he's fighting these specific fighters because he's scared, like some weird thing he's scared. Like at the end of the day, if you're so angry at Khabib for having such a huge advantage against these guys who you don't think are that good in the grappling, Charles Oliveira's best wins are against people who Khabib beat in their prime. Like Justin Gaethje and Dustin Poirier, they weren't at their prime, in my opinion, when they fought Charles. I think Khabib beat the best version of them. And then, so Charles' best wins, unironically, are the guys you're critiquing Khabib for fighting. And I feel like Khabib's, he's just so much better. Like the thing, I guess this is what I want to ask you, because I'm kind of confused on like why this is even a conversation. I think the match is kind of funny. When you watch this matchup, do you see, because you bring up like the pressuring or the striking, he's not going to pressure Charles because Charles doesn't give up to pressure, which is not true. What fight specifically, like, or how do you see Charles beating him exactly? Do you think it's going to be off of Khabib making a mistake, or off of Charles doing something good offensively? Like, where do you see the tide changing, I suppose, in this fight? Because I want to see where that is first before I even continue, because I'm confused.
Well, yeah. Great question. And I also do agree, and I want to make something clear. My argument is not that Khabib was ever scared of somebody. Like that's never my point. It's not his fault. It's just I just think that, again, people they buy into the aura of Khabib a lot. You know what I mean? They buy into the aura of him, and I'm just like, well, I think I just don't like people objectively look at his opponents and exactly stylistically. That's my only point. I don't want to say I don't think he was scared of anybody, but I wanted to be clear about that. But in terms of why I think that Oliveira could have absolutely beaten Khabib was because, again, when Oliveira fought Islam and Khabib very specifically game planned that we're not shooting on this motherfucker. We don't have the same wrestling ability as Arman Tsarukyan out in the open. Arman's shots out in the open are, next to Gamrot, just that one skill, the best in the division. It's so hard to guillotine him from there, and that's why it works for him. Obviously, Khabib couldn't even take down Conor McGregor out in the open, apart from the very first takedown that was really difficult for him to get. You know what I mean? So again, right, Oliveira likes to pressure. He likes to get in your face. That's what he likes to do. If he's going to fight Khabib, the fight's going to start. Oliveira is going to go after him. He's going to try to, right? And Khabib is not going to want to shoot on him, especially not out in the open. You're just going to be giving up your neck. You don't want to shoot on Charles out in the open if you're not a traditional wrestler. You know what I mean? So he's going to have to find a way, again, the way he would do it against Dustin Poirier, against Conor McGregor, is he's on the outside. He has very good defense. Like I said, he's very good at making you miss. And then he blitzes at you with these really fast combinations. It forces you to cover up and back up to the fence. I think that, for one, Oliveira's hands are always glued to his face, apart from round 5 against Michael Chandler, first of all. But I think that blitzing at somebody is very easy when there's no takedown threat coming back in your direction. And I think that, like I said, a big issue I had with Oliveira in the past was that he wouldn't try to be takedown heavy. And I thought that was a massive problem. You know what I mean? He should be. He's a very good wrestler himself. I think that blitzing at Oliveira could be a bad idea. I think what's stopping him from just ducking right underneath to get to your hips, like he did against Michael Chandler. You know what I mean? The very first fight, as Michael Chandler blitzed, he ducked right underneath it, got his hands locked, and Michael Chandler had to go for a guillotine because he was getting taken down. I think that if you're not looking at aura, if you're not looking at just like, oh, he beat Conor McGregor and Dustin Poirier and Justin Gaethje, so he's gonna beat everybody. I think stylistically, I think it's a very difficult fight. I think that he's not going to want to shoot. I think if he even did get Oliveira up against the fence, you think he's dropping down for a double leg? I mean, Oliveira's going to try to grab the guillotine. He's going to try. And I think that's where it gets very dangerous. Dustin Poirier sucks at guillotines. Yeah, I made a whole video about how the mechanics of Dustin Poirier's guillotine just isn't there. Oliveira, the mechanics of his guillotine is there. It's a real, real problem. If Khabib were theoretically to get out of the guillotine, if I was coaching Oliveira, I'm saying you're going under to his legs. You know what I mean? You're going under to his legs. That's going to be an area of the grappling where I don't think Khabib is as good. That's where Charles would have an advantage. Charles would not have an advantage just holding on to full guard. You know what I mean? That's not a good idea. But I think there are areas that he could theoretically take the fight where he could do a very good job. That's kind of to answer your question.
And I'm glad you answered that because I think what you're doing, you're kind of just overrating Michael Chandler's ability in the wrestling. Specifically, first of all, Michael Chandler, I'll say he's a very good fighter. Okay, hold on, let me rephrase that. I think Michael Chandler is a very good, like 2 minute and 55-second fighter. Like I think when he starts off fights, he's pretty explosive. I think Michael Chandler's his worst enemy. I think what Michael Chandler struggles with is when he's tired, he's not hard to take down. I know people in the world are gonna look around and be like, oh my God, Paddy Pimblett's the best wrestler. Do you see how he lifted up Chandler and just threw him around and just smoked him? Paddy's the GOAT. And I would disagree, but I would understand how casuals or people who don't understand the sport are seeing like how Paddy was kind of like after the first round, even though Paddy was getting thrown, the second round, why Paddy was having so much success in the grappling or the wrestling. But it really comes down to when Chandler is like fatigued after the first 2 minutes of a fight, his gas tank's not there, and he's very easy to take down. I think you're overrating Charles Oliveira's ability to take him down. I think because then you always bring up Khabib fights like no one who could wrestle. I think you're underrating Justin Gaethje's ability to scramble out of takedown attempts and the success Khabib had against him. I know people are like Justin Gaethje sucks at wrestling. He can't wrestle. He's a striker, whatever. I guess that's what casuals understand, or that's what casuals view it as. But I think Justin Gaethje, as far as scrambling's concerned, like I don't think he's the best offensive wrestler or defensive wrestling. If you get to his hips, it's interesting. But I think his ability to roll and just scramble out of stuff are very underrated by a lot of people. And I think Khabib's ability to like make it look very easy taking him down goes overlooked just because Justin Gaethje's a striker. He can't wrestle. I understand casuals, but people who watch the sport would know what I'm talking about when I address that. Now, I want to say, Khabib's wrestling offense I think you're underrating it. Because I think, like I said, you're looking at people like Conor. Oh my God, you took down Conor, you opened once. Conor sucks. Conor McGregor out in the open has pretty good takedown defense. I know you might not think Chad Mendes is the best wrestler, but Chad Mendes is a pretty solid wrestler. Conor McGregor was defending very well against him, especially in the open. So I feel like you're underrating people. You're underrating Khabib's whole resume because they're primary strikers. And I understand that that's true. Like on paper, that's true, primary strikers. But I feel like you're underestimating some of their abilities to scramble and like get out of tough situations. And you're just looking at Khabib as like he's just taking down these non-wrestlers, these all strikers. And then Charles Oliveira specifically, his offensive wrestling, I also think you're overrating. Talking about he's going to take down Khabib. This guy has zero chance in the world to take down Khabib. I don't think I've ever seen Charles take down like a talented wrestler. Like I know you keep bringing up Michael Chandler, but I'm telling you, you're overrating Michael Chandler's ability to scramble outside the first 2 minutes of a fight. His wrestling, once he gets tired, he's very easy to get taken down. Like I'm not going to sit here and tell you fucking Paddy Pimblett's a better grappler than Charles because he out-grappled Chandler and finished him quicker than Charles because I'd be lying. But like I said, when Chandler gets tired, he just shit in the grappling and everything, to be fair. He's just running away half the fight. Like, it's actually so frustrating how overrated sometimes. And I overrate Chandler, too. I'm not doing it anymore. I feel like it's so frustrating how people think he's like some kind of great wrestler after the first 2 minutes of any fight. I'm telling you right now, dude, the success you think Charles is going to have in the offensive wrestling against Khabib, it will not be there. I don't see a world where Charles even takes down. If Charles could have done that, he would have done it against Islam. If Charles could have done that, he would have done it against Armin. Charles Oliveira, he's just not on the level of grappling you think he is. I think he's a BJJ specialist primarily, and I think you're overrating his wrestling because of Michael Chandler performances. Charles Oliveira is not known for being a great offensive wrestler. He's known for being a great BJJ practitioner first. And you got to understand that when you're addressing a Khabib-Charles debate, because Khabib's grappling is way better than Charles' grappling. Grappling, including wrestling, BJJ, all the above, control, heavy hips, transitioning through positions. Khabib Nurmagomedov in the MMA octagon is the better grappler. And that's the thing you're not understanding, I feel like, as far as this whole conversation is concerned.
Well, real quickly, JG2, thank you for the £2. I appreciate. You know JG2, right? The fucking YouTube channel.
Yeah, I know that guy.
Yeah, well, you don't owe me £2. He says, Kenny W, Habib wins. Thank you, man. I appreciate the support. I really appreciate the support from you, man. I missed that dono a while ago. Look, man, here's what I'll say. Obviously, I've made a lot of points in the past about how coming from a pure wrestling background doesn't mean as much in MMA as it used to, because MMA wrestling is so different than pure collegiate wrestling, right? You know, that Michael Chandler might be a little overrated in terms of his wrestling ability. I mean, look, he's a very good pure wrestler. He has zero jiu-jitsu. Like, when he fought Paddy Pimblett and he took Paddy down, Paddy gave up his back. He tried to take his back and slid right off the top. That was embarrassing. That was fucking embarrassing. That was really bad. I know fucking white belts who have better back takes than Michael Chandler does. And that was literally fucking embarrassing from Michael Chandler. Here's the crazy thing though. You say he's not that good of a wrestler, whatever, but Oliveira did take him down a shit ton of times. Not only just took him down though, chain wrestled. You know what I mean? He had his moments. Hold on, let me explain. He had these moments shooting a double leg. Michael Chandler defends the double leg by grabbing an underhook. Oliveira then switches underhook knee tap, takes him down. Look, he's a better wrestler than anybody Khabib has ever fought though, man. He's a better wrestler than anybody. A pure wrestler? No. Name a pure... I mean, I guess Gleison Tebow maybe, who beat Khabib technically. I think that Justin Gaethje, right? I think that he does have a very good ability at when you grab takedowns. He does these crazy scrambles and crazy forward rolls, right? That's true. But when he fought Khabib, there was a moment, the takedown that Khabib finished him with, Khabib shoots and Gaethje sprawls into the fence. And it just doesn't work. He tries to sprawl into the fence and then just gets taken down because he has zero MMA grappling. You know what I mean? He was trying to defend that like it was a collegiate takedown, and you fucking just can't do that because you're up against the fence. You know what I mean? Like it was just dog shit. You know what I mean? So I mean, look, I think that Oliveira has shown high-level wrestling against people better than Khabib ever has. You know what I mean? Look, I think again, right? You said that if he could have done it, he would have done it to Islam or he would have done it to Arman. He never ever tried. Like, find one attempt of him even trying. You know what I mean?
Perfect. Okay.
All right.
Okay. Perfect. I'm going to address 2 points. You're digging. See, this is going to get bad for you.
Oh.
All right, first point I'm going to just address. Like I said, I think you overrate Chandler. I'm going to let you have it. If you really think Chandler is a good wrestler outside of the first 2 minutes of a fight, then that's you. But I disagree. I think we're gonna agree to disagree there. I think majority of people in the world know when Chandler's tired. It's not hard to chain wrestle. You're trying to hype up Charles chain wrestling by bringing him chain wrestling a very fatigued, tired Charles Oliveira. That being said, we could both admit, I guess Patty's the better chain wrestler of the two, because Patty was lifting this guy up, slamming him. When he tried getting up again, tripped him down, and ended up finishing him with ground and pound. So I guess Patty's a better grappler than Charles. He's not. I'm not. I'm just being delusional just for the sake of making this point. Charles is way better. It's just that when Chandler gets tired, he's horrible to do. He's horrible to wrestle with because he sucks. Now, the point that you just said that made me smile is that you said that, first of all, Justin Gaethje wasn't actually against the fence when Khabib completed that takedown. He did sprawl, but the takedown was completed out, like it wasn't against the fence when it was completing. And that's Justin Gaethje at his best. Like, if you shoot a takedown on Gaethje, the reason it got close to the fence, like I said, I made this point earlier. Khabib does a good job pressuring, and then he jumps into a takedown, and you're forced to like sprawl it just to get away from it. But once Khabib gets a hold of you, you might be underestimating his physical strength. This is something I haven't even brought up yet. I do think Khabib's a lot more strong. Like, he's a lot physically stronger than Charles Oliveira will be. And Charles Oliveira has that like lanky kind of build. So he's going to have a field. He's going to really, I think you're going to see the distinct strength difference when he gets a hold of Charles, you know. And I do think Charles is a pretty solid guy. I think he's strong. I think he uses his size well. But I'm telling you right now, dude, when he shoots a takedown on Charles, dude, it's not going to be probably what you think. Like, Charles is probably going to sprawl. Charles will sprawl too. I've seen Charles sprawl many times, and Charles is pretty good at it. Charles will probably try to sprawl, usually, and go into like some dart strokes or something. Like, Charles is not known for. I don't know why you're trying to make it seem like sprawling is just traditional takedown defense that's practiced and only like wrestling outside the UFC. Everyone sprawls. Sprawling's the right thing to do, especially against a double leg, which Khabib tends to do it in a decent amount of his fights when he's pressuring. My thing is, Khabib's ability to complete takedowns, whether it's against the fence or not, is very good, bro. And I don't think Charles Oliveira is going to do a single thing when Khabib gets his hand on him. The strength difference would be too significant. The control would be too significant. And like I said, Charles Oliveira is very complacent off his back. Look at any fight of Charles on his back. And the reason he's complacent is because he trusts himself a little bit too much. It's good when he trusts himself against maybe Kevin Lee's, like people who are only wrestlers and nothing else to it, like no Sambo back and there's only wrestling. I don't mind Charles being complacent there. Cool, try your luck, throw up some stuff. Being complacent against Arman Tsarukyan, being complacent against Islam Makhachev, and definitely being complacent against Khabib Nurmagomedov. It's not going to put him in an ideal position, especially off his back. He will get his face changed. Like, after the fight, he won't look the same. You know, like maybe a little bit his eyes drooping this way, you know, like maybe, you know, cut somewhere. It'll be a very graphic fight. I think they delete the footage after the fight and they delete it off UFC Fight Pass. It'll be a very disgusting fight. And I think you know this too, but you're just a Charles fan. And I respect you for it. Like, you're supposed to hype up your boy, but I think delusion takes you a little bit too to places you just don't really mean what you're saying, but you're just saying it because you want it to happen. And I respect it. As a fan of other fighters, I see what you're trying to do, but I think deep down we both understand this fight, don't we? Like we don't.
Well, look. Here's what I'll say. Here's what I'll say. You are claiming that I'm being delusional about Charles Oliveira, and I just want him to win, and that's my point. Now, look, I don't understand why you would say that. I mean, I have a photoshopped picture on the wall behind me of me and Oliveira in a family photo with our child. I get it. I get it. Huh? What?
I didn't even know you. Wait, what?
Oh yeah. I mean, I really wish I could start the camera. I wish I really don't know why I can't have my camera work. Like I'm trying right now, but it's just not doing it. But so look, I have a few things to say here. I have a few things to say. Something that you keep bringing up is that it's easy to take Michael Chandler down when he's tired, like after the first 2 minutes. You remember when Oliveira did take him down a minute into the very first round in their very first fight?
Yeah.
Remember? Chandler goes after him. Oliveira ducks underneath it, locks his hands, takes him down. Chandler has to jump the guillotine, and then Chandler gives up his back, and then Oliveira takes his back. So, I mean, no, he did take down a fresh, young Michael Chandler, by the way. This isn't 39-year-old Michael Chandler. He was like, this was right after the Dan Hooker fight when he first came to the UFC. I think he was like 35.
He was never young in the UFC. He came in the UFC like at 36, 37.
No, he was 34. He was 34 when he fought Dan Hooker. He was 34 when he fought Dan Hooker. He was 34 when he fought Dan Hooker.
We're not talking about Hooker. We're talking about Charles.
Well, I know. I'm just saying when he came into the UFC, his first fight was Dan Hooker. Second fight was Oliveira. He was 34 when he fought Dan Hooker. I think he was like 35 when he fought Oliveira. And again, Oliveira took down a completely fresh Michael Chandler, who again it's just a better pure wrestler than anybody Habib ever fought. And also again, you brought up the sprawling is good takedown defense, but it is, but not against the fence. You can't sprawl up against the fence. Which, okay, actually, I think I did get it wrong, though. The takedown that Habib did finish Gaethje with was not against the fence. I was talking about the very first takedown in round one, is what I meant to say. It was the very first takedown. He sprawled right into the fence, and he got taken down, and it was bad. The second takedown, again, he just gave up his back because Gaethje just doesn't have any fucking jiu-jitsu. He doesn't have any well-rounded grappling. You know what I mean? It's the same reason why Oliveira just dogged him. It's the reason why Oliveira pulled guard against Gaethje, because Gaethje just literally can't grapple. You know what I mean? But I think
Gaethje's only good at scrambling.
Huh? He is very good at scrambling.
Gaethje's like kind of only like great at scrambling. That's how I see Gaethje. He's not really that great at anything else.
No, yes, he does have very, very good scrambles. That is true. That is absolutely true. That is absolutely true. But I mean, look, dude. At this point, this argument is kind of this is a very 2021 argument, isn't it? This is a very 2021 argument,
really
isn't it? So,
dude, especially nowadays, like, come on, dude. Patty has more of a chance to beat Habib than Charles, dude.
You think Patty has more of a chance to beat Habib than Charles does?
I'm baiting you. But on paper, man, like, I guess Patty's a better grappler because Chandler's impossible to take down, bro. Patty fucking mauled him, dude.
Patty took him down one time. He took him down at the very end of the fight.
When Patty took him down, though, it was embarrassing. I bet Michael Chandler as a wrestler was like, fuck, dude. I just got I got fucked there.
It was embarrassing. It was very embarrassing. It was very embarrassing for Michael Chandler. Michael Chandler's dog shit. Michael Chandler he doesn't have any excuse to not be champion because he's so much more athletic and strong than anybody in the division. Like the truth is, just pure athleticism, I think he blows Islam away, but he just doesn't have any he just doesn't have any technique. You know what I mean? Like he should be so much better than he currently is. You know what I mean? It's fucking embarrassing.
Waste of talent.
Yeah,
that's how I see it. Dude.
Yeah, for sure. Kenneth, when I look at you, I see somebody who comes from a lot of athletic prowess. You know what I mean? When I look at you, I
mean, what do you mean by that? I mean, you're right. I'm a collegiate athlete. Oh, yeah, I was a collegiate athlete, but like,
dang, a collegiate athlete, huh? From what sport did you do?
I did track. I did high jump.
Oh, you did high jump. See, that's what I was talking about. I can see the athleticism in you. I can see it for sure.
So, all right, guess how high I jumped then. I want to see if you can guess this. Guess what's the height? What's my PR? The highest I ever jumped in my life.
The highest you ever jumped? Okay. The highest you ever jumped in your life. I'm gonna guess I have no reference point to how high people jump, other than like a vert in basketball. But like you're talking like
Okay, wait. Like it's like, okay, for example, like a high jump. It like, say you think I could jump over 5'10". Just like think of a like a UFC fighter or like an NBA player and how tall they are, and think if I could jump over them, and then make your pick. That's my best way to put it.
Okay, I'm gonna guess you jumped over. I'm gonna guess you jumped over a pole that was I'm gonna say 5.5 feet. I'm gonna say 5.5 feet.
All right, buddy. What?
What?
Dude, my PR is 6'6.5", 6'7" about.
Oh really? Damn. Okay. Well, see, I don't have any kind of reference point for this, so I have no fucking idea. But I just
It's not really. It's like jumping over, but like you're kind of like, like it's almost like you're doing a backflip over something. So it's not really like jumping with my feet, like jump over. If that makes. You might have been thinking like, how you jump a fence, like your feet first. It's more like you're going over with like your whole body.
Okay.
So it's different a little bit.
Okay, I see. Fair enough. I mean, yeah. I mean, look, dude. Again, I can tell that you definitely. I look at you and I see somebody who's an athlete. I see somebody who takes themselves very seriously, and I think. I saw you fucking hitting the bag, man. Are you looking to get into fucking? You looking to get into the ring one day?
I heard people say that you were trying to spar me or something after that or something. Unless my chat's just yapping. I don't know, dude.
Oh,
Is that
Kenneth.
true,
Kenneth. Would I try to spar you? I mean, dude, we could. I mean, yeah, dude. Like we could. I mean, we can tie both my arms behind my back, and we can tie both my arms, both my legs behind my back, and I think we could have a very competitive match. I think me and you could.
I'll be real, bro. I'll be so real right now. I'm gonna be a real bad man right now. I'm gonna let you know something, Doc.
Okay. Let me know,
brother. BJJ, brother. You have this, brother. You come, put gloves on with me, brother. I might change your face, brother. A little bit. Maybe like, I'll apologize after, take you out to ice cream. You could have some, dinner maybe. But I could smash your face bad, brother. Boxing only. Not a single YouTuber alive is touching me, bro. That's how I think.
Not a single YouTuber alive is touching you when it comes to the boxing.
Bedtime's my guy. Bedtime's my guy. I don't know. Like Bedtime is my boy. I'm not. I'm saying. I'm sure he's pretty solid. I know Bedtime will get you, dog. I'm gonna do something with Bedtime next week, and I know if Bedtime, not IRL by the way, but I know if Bedtime fought you, I think he puts the beats on you, brother. But
do you know that? Do you know that Bedtime ran away from a fight with me? Do you know that he ran away from a fight from me? He did, man. I'm telling you, and this is a fact. This is a fact. Me and him were both in negotiations with Karate Combat. We were.
I heard.
I agreed to the fight date, and Bedtime told them his exact words were, he's like, "Look, man, Shay is a tricky customer. He has a very unorthodox style. I'm gonna need a lot more time to prepare for him. Like Kenneth, you might not know this, but I was a Taekwondo prodigy in my youth. When I was a child, let's just say a lot of the parents in the class viewed me as one of the more elite students in the class. Like I was a problem in there, man. And I come from a very extensive background. And again, like, right, Bedtime does like very traditional Muay Thai, but you just don't know what I'm throwing at you. You know what I mean? Like I'm a very like Michael Venom Page-esque sort of. I'm like Michael Venom Page meets Corey Sandhagen. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm just saying, look, I'm not. I agreed to me and Bedtime's fight date. He told them, he goes, I need more time to prepare for Shay. I need more time. I need at least 6 months. I need to get in shape. I need to fucking, and which I respect that, man. I completely respect that. But then he, so it ended up not happening because he just we couldn't get him to agree to it, unfortunately. But yeah, I mean,
hey, man, you never know though. Never know.
I mean,
never say never.
Kenneth, have you ever seen me knock out that little Asian boy?
No. You got a knockout?
Yo, yeah. There's a video on YouTube of me fighting a little Asian boy, like a really small.
Put it on your stream.
Okay, I will. I
want to watch it because I'm watching your stream right now. I want to watch you knock this guy out.
All right, for sure. You got it.
Chad, is he? He's probably capping. I mean, I want to listen. I don't think Shay can't fight. I think Shay's best weapon though is probably his BJJ. That's what I think, brother.
Man, this fight didn't go to the ground once, man. You see this right here, man? You see this right here? That's me. This is also me right here. This was like an actual fight.
No. Oh wait. Your stream's delayed. That's why I'm saying that.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh, yeah. I'll let it catch up. But yeah. So this fight was 4 years ago. This was before I was like this was just pure Taekwondo right here. You're gonna see it pop up. The one below that the one below that was an actual Muay Thai fight I had where I was like actually trained and like I actually knew what I was doing. But this fight right here is just straight up just fucking this is just Taekwondo right here.
Tobacco products in the OC hit up Smokers Land.
I mean, you could see he has some dexterity in his legs, chat. Like he could kick a little bit. But like my thing still stands, chat. Like Shay with only gloves is not touching me. I'm sorry, dude.
I don't know, man. I mean, look, I'll tell you what. You're not Asian. So that is gonna be a little tougher for me. Like I really do well against small little Asian boys like this guy right here. Though to be fair though, I am giving up.
That guy. Hold on. How tall is that guy, dude? How tall is that guy?
I have no idea, but to be fair, I have John Jones legs, so that's where the weight. You can't tell because of my shin guards, but I have John Jones legs. That's where the weight. That's why the weight is a lot closer than it might look.
That guy's a midget, you know. That guy would fucking.
Yes, he's very small. He was very small, huh?
Okay, Shay. Okay, Shay. Get him, Shay. Knock him out, Shay. Get him. Get him, Shay. Get him. Oh, yeah, Shay. Get him. Fucking hell. Hey. Okay, Shay. Damn, Shay put it on him, guys. Fucking hell. Oh, shit. Fucking.
I mean,
fucking sleeps him.
Yeah, I mean, hey.
Slept him.
I mean, hey. What can I say, man? What can I say?
Hey, listen, man. Listen, dude. Listen. I just said, bro, you're not bad. I never seen that video. That video's kind of funny. I mean, put that fucking little ass Asian to sleep.
Yeah, I mean, again, I had an actual fight, like an actual amateur sanctioned fight that I think is a lot cleaner. But that, that was my introduction. That was my introduction to the world of competing. So I mean, hey, dude, look, man, I think we could do a video of us sparring one day. I think that would be sick, dude. I was just in New York, I was just in New York last week. I was just there.
Really?
Yeah, I should have. Well,
Really?
Bedtime actually, he DM'd me a while ago. And he's like, hey, I'm coming to the U.S. soon. Like, we should do a video sparring and stuff. I wonder when that is, because I wonder if he's going to the East Coast or the West Coast. I think all three of us could fucking do wouldn't that be interesting?
No, listen, if Bedtime comes to the East, I even talked to Bedtime a little about this in the DMs. I said, if he comes to the East Coast, dude, you could definitely especially because you guys listen, I'll be there. Listen, you guys are trained. I'm not stupid. I'm not trained, chat. You know, I went to a Muay Thai in a jiu-jitsu gym before, just one day. Went in there, you know what I actually did? I actually pissed the coach off because I remember I was sparring some of his people he trains, but I was beating them up. Let me be, I was getting on, I was like, boom, I was sticking moving. You know, I'm very hard to deal with. The coach was like, hey, listen, you come over here. You wanna run some rounds with me? And me just I don't have an ego, but I'm not gonna say no to a fight. So I was like, yeah. And then bro, we went on it was 8 minutes and running, the clock, it never stopped because he wanted to break me. He wasn't gonna break me though. I don't think he realized that, but we sparred. The first 3 minutes was okay. I swear, I remember looking at the clock, it said 5:45, and I was like, this guy the way he was fighting me, he high guarded me, he kept getting in my chest and just he was just trying to break me down. He wasn't letting me use my range. And it came to a point around the 7th, 8th minute, I was so gassed. And he was gassed too, but he just looked a lot better visually than me. And yeah, he's like, all right, he said, all right, we're good. And then we touched gloves, and I just never went back to that gym. The only reason I went to that gym is because my friend was like, yo, come to this Muay Thai Jiu-Jitsu gym with me. And I was like, okay. But I think the coach got mad because he saw me putting it on him, guys. I was putting on him, bro. And then they were mad I was putting on the students, so he's like, all right, come here. And yeah.
You know what I feel like? I guess
that's my humbling moment.
I feel like you fight one of those when you go to a car dealership and they have those big inflatable fucking big long tubes. I feel that's how you'd fight.
Yo. Dude, no, Shay, I'll say this right now, and if me, you, and Bedtime end up doing this thing, I think we should. If he comes to the East Coast, I'm telling you, dude. Every single time I've sparred someone, from Raw Font and because Raw Font and Calvin Cater, they go to a gym in Haverhill. I sparred someone from that gym, and every time they spar me, dude, they say the same thing. You're a lot longer than I thought. I'm 6'4" and I have probably 81-inch wingspan. Everyone knows I'm tall and lanky. but in person it's so different. I'm telling you now, I feel like most people don't understand how like lanky I really am. Like I'm abnormally, even my hands are everything. I'm pause. I'm like normally long everywhere, dude. And people don't realize it. And then they spar me and they're like, oh shit, you're just a lot longer than I realized. And I don't like getting hit, so like, I'm really gonna stick and move, dude. I'm telling you, Shay, I'm gonna be a problem, dude. You think it's easy, but it's not. It's not gonna be easy,
Dude,
man.
I just had an amazing idea.
Brother.
I just had an amazing idea. Like me and you could get together and like you could kind of be like my death sentence, and I'll be DJ, and I'll train you, and I'll teach you how to fight. I mean, dude, it's kind of the same thing. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of the same. Like I'm seeing a lot of
buddy.
similarities here.
Yeah. Listen, Shay, stop, dude.
What? I mean,
death sentence. Rod chin that sentence, bro. Bro, I'm telling you, Shay, I'm different, man. I'm muy loco, like I'm a little bit crazy, so like I know how to fight better, you know.
Oh yeah.
I'm a problem, dude.
You're one of those I see red bros, aren't you? You're one of those. Hey, when I see red, man, it just fucking goes.
Dude, when I see red, dude, beware, man. Fuck nah, dude, nah. Nah, but like, listen, I'm actually a very mellow guy. I don't fight anymore. Most of my fights in life have been like not even like in the gym. It's just been me being an idiot in high school. But like since then, I've calmed down. I'm actually very chill and mellow, and I don't be losing my temper anymore.
You've been in a lot of street fights.
Yeah, I've been in a lot. My Discord, no, my Discord has my Discord's weird, you know, because if I send something, they save it so quick. But yeah, there's like videos of me like going around like still
Really
being an idiot.
Damn.
Yeah.
See, I've never.
But, like, listen, I'm not even. I'm just not. That was like everyone fights in high school and college and whatever. You grow up and you mature a little bit. It's what it is. I'm 22 now. You know, last year of college. I'm just a lot more chill and mellow now. It's just like I don't. That's just
Interesting.
I can show you some videos. I'm
Yeah.
saying he's lying. I can show him videos, but I just don't want to put it like it's just stupid to have it out there. I feel like.
You know
It's
what,
dumb.
man? I don't think so. I think it gives you some street cred. You know what I mean? I think it gives you some street cred, and I want to see some of that wacky inflatable fucking. I want to see some of those moves, man. I want to see. Let's see it.
Good, bro. All right, bro. Listen, it's just all right. Old videos, man. Old videos.
It's all right.
Here, I'll
No.
put
I
it
mean,
in.
it's all right. Like, dude, I've never been in a street fight. I've never been in a street fight. So, like,
Really?
no, not once. Not once. Not once. I'm waiting for the day it comes. It just hasn't yet.
I feel like people who like you who train, and if people know you train, they're gonna be more likely not to want to fight you. So they're not gonna fight you.
Yeah, for
makes
sure.
sense.
I think so. Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right on that.
All right, bro. Fucking this is
All right, let's see.
Well, these are all high school, so I'm not the same. Like this is just old.
No, I
Old
know.
news.
I don't think so.
I don't even look good in the fights. I'm just like I don't even fight with technique because when you're just angry, I feel like people just fight like idiots, don't they? Like they just swing.
Yes,
You know? And that's what I do.
they absolutely do. Yeah, I mean, for sure. I mean, yeah, nobody's judging you on that. Like, I'm not, again, yeah, it's a high school fight. I'm just curious. I just want to see again. I look at you and I see an athletic specimen. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm trying to gauge. That's what I want to see. You know?
All right, so I put one. If I can find this knockout one, it'd be cool. Not knockout, but I dropped this guy. But this one's just me like kind of just jumping. I put it in the private debates chat.
Okay.
You can
Let's
that.
see.
I don't even know how to access a private debate chat. You gotta go on the thing we're on right now. You gotta click on.
Let's see. Private.
How do you even find this?
Well, right now we're in a private debate channel right now,
Oh,
right?
yeah, click on open chat. You see the open chat thing next to it?
Open
be a
chat
video there.
next to it. Let's see.
Yeah, like right next to private debates is like a little emoji that looks like a chat symbol. You click on that, it says open chat, and there's a video.
Channel options, no.
Not to the left of that. To the left of channel options, and then to the left of invite to voice.
Shit. Oh! I see it. Open chat. Open under debate wars.
Yeah.
Okay. It's loading.
Why am I sending this? I'm a fucking idiot.
It's loading.
Let me find this other one. That one wasn't even a good video.
Okay, I think.
All right.
It's in the debate
looking.
wars chat.
For the one.
Yeah, I'm lost, man. Oh.
Dave, his stream's lagging again. His stream's not gonna hold the
Dude,
video,
you know what?
bro.
I can't even like if I can't do it. I'm just gonna have to I can't look at it. I'm gonna ruin my computer.
Yeah, the private debates chat. Wait, why does it not show the option for you there?
Yeah, I don't have the option there. I don't have the option there.
This should be easier, I think.
Oh, I don't have. It's because I don't have perms. People in my chat are telling me it's because I don't have perms.
Message him. Yeah, Yeah, I want to do it. You can do it after stream.
Okay. Okay. All right. Fine. Hey, it's street cred though for sure. It's street cred for sure. You know what I mean? It's street cred. That's all that matters.
You could do it after. He could do it after stream chat.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I gotta fucking buy a new computer. I can't be having a fucking Chromebook these days anymore.
Dude, I can't believe you're using a Chromebook in 2025, dude.
I know, it's bad, man. It's bad. I gotta win one of these big bets, and then I can dig myself out of this hole. I mean, it's not a real hole because credit card debt's not real debt. I mean, it's not real. You know what I mean?
What are you? Wait, what's your credit score?
Huh?
What's your credit score, dude?
330.
What's your credit score? Don't lie. Dude, what are you doing though? Like, why are you doing this? Why, dude? Why?
Well, because again, right. Eventually, I think you can agree. You're a very smart guy. I think you can agree with this. Eventually, I'm gonna hit one of these bets, and then we're back to, and then we break even. You know what I mean? That's kind of where I'm at right now. You know what I mean? It's kind of where I'm at right now.
Yeah, eventually you might, but it's like, listen, if you're not doing good, I have a 699 credit score because like I make sure to pay my credit back. But I don't ever bet on my credit. Like every time I place a bet, I do it's my real money. So I understand that. Listen, Kenny, if you're losing, bro, you better stop. But I've been making so much. Like every week I make like minimum. It ranges from like 700 to like 1.7. And
that's not bad.
Unless you're the Ankle Live card, then I'll make like over 2K.
That's not bad.
I'm telling you, bro. Weekly's so easy if you know how to bet smart in UFC, dude.
No, trust me, I know how to bet smart. That's why I'm betting the house on JDM versus Bilal. I think that's an absolute log. I think JDM is gonna smash Bilal, no problem. I'm gonna bet the house on him.
I don't want you to lose money. Can you like not do that? Like I actually don't want you to lose money, bro.
Dude, are you joking, man? Dude, Bilal does not stand a chance, man. Bilal does not stand a chance.
You mean JDM doesn't stand a chance?
No, Bilal doesn't stand a chance, bro. I think JDM is just too much man for him. You know what I mean? I think he's just too much man. I think he's just here's what I think. I think he has the will to win, and I think he's gonna use feints.
Yeah, you're trolling.
No.
You're trolling.
No.
Dude, you realize the only reason JDM had success against Gilbert Burns because he fatigued and then he lost a scramble. Like, he just got tired. He just got complacent laying on JDM, and JDM was like, what the hell? I'm against the fence. I could just kick off while you're taking your breather. Let me actually try to earn a finish, and that's how he got the finish. If you think Bilal's going to be tired and be like, just laying on him, Bilal's going to be annoying. He's going to be peppermint patty punching him in the face and all that shit. I'm telling you, dude. Very one-sided.
Look, I don't know, man. Oh, praise son, thank you for the $3.30. Tell Kenneth that he looks like an ugly motherfucker. Sorry, Kenneth. Sorry, man. Praise son
man,
wanted me to tell you that. Praise son wanted me to tell you that.
I'm ugly, man. I'm ugly. It's tough, dude, but it's all right, dude. I'll survive, man.
So I mean, but okay. But be honest, you don't see any path to victory for JDM here. You don't see any path to victory.
I mean, the same path I see for him, I saw for Emmett, Lerone, Ankalaev, Pereira. But I don't pick based off puncher's chance, like Lopez, Volk. But I never pick based off puncher's chance. Like, if I wanted to lose money, I would have picked Emmett. I would have picked Pereira. I would have picked Lopez. But I just don't think it's logical to pick if your only reasoning of why they win is just stemming from them catching someone, especially because JDM does his best work coming forward. He's not even known for being a crazy counterpuncher off the back foot, and Bilal is going to be pressuring him, making him move backwards. The fight's really easy to break down if you have any IQ stylistically. Like, the fight's not close at all, but I maybe JDM will surprise me and be a little bit more, durable, but I can even see Bilal TKOing this guy. But yeah, that's my take on that.
Damn, TKOing him is crazy. I mean,
fatigue, dude. He'll fatigue. He'll break.
I mean, look. Fair enough. Legitimately, I actually really think the thing that really scares me in this matchup for JDM is that he kind of has a Piotr Jan-esque issue where he keeps his hand so high as he's walking at you that it leaves his hips open when guys shoot on him. And I think Bilal has a really, really good double leg. Like, I think Bilal's double leg blows Kamaru Usman's out of the water, even blows Colby Covington's out of the water. And that's my issue, is I think that I think JDM can easily give up his hips and get taken down. And if he turtles, Bilal's going to take his back with a body triangle. You know what I mean? Because Bilal's honestly a pretty well-rounded grappler these days. But I think if it stays on the feet, I think JDM's got it. I'm just worried that's not going to happen.
Bilal's striking is underrated. His hand speed is actually pretty quick. I feel like what makes his striking really that much better too is that JDM's, no matter what, he's gonna be thinking of the takedown. And when he was doing it good against Leon, but it's gonna be a harder fight than Leon. Leon just breaks to pressure. JDM doesn't break the same as Leon does when he gets pressured. So that's gonna be more interesting in that aspect. But it's just the fact that I don't think JDM's gonna have some good counter punches off the back foot. And I feel like one thing about Bilal that's different, he does such a good. People underrate his ability to get his hands locked under the butt every single like takedown attempt. And he's just strong enough at that point. Once he has that locked, he's gonna if he can't pull you, he'll lift you and then slam you. So I just don't see JDM being strong enough there either. It's gonna be a really bad night for JDM.
I actually completely agree with that. I actually do think, again, it's just the double legs of Bilal are so fucking nasty. Like, they're really, really good, and I think JDM gives up his hips way too easily. I also think something that Bilal does that's pretty underrated is he kind of has a Habib-esque aspect of his game on the feet where he's really good at rolling with punches. He's really good at rolling with punches and moving. Like when Leon rocked him with the head kick in their very first fight, and then he was hurt, and then Leon is swinging up against the fence. Bilal is like fucking spazzing and moving back and forth, but he's slipping with every single shot. And I was actually like, damn, it's actually pretty good. Like he's a very, very safe fighter. I honestly probably am leaning towards Bilal to win that fight, unfortunately. But I just there's something about the guy I can't get behind. You know what I mean? Like he's just so fucking.
Dude, he's nice, dude. He's cool. He's a cool guy. Have you talked to him? Have you interacted with him or no?
Oh yeah, dude. Me and Bilal have So basically, he got really mad because I always called him Amir instead of his actual name because it's just funnier that way. And he hit me up in the DMs, and then he told me, he was like, you need to fucking cut that shit out. Like you don't know me. Like I'll fuck you up. And then I was like, it was. I mean, well, you asked me if I've spoken to the guy. Basically, we have beef. Yes, me and Bilal have some pretty fucking serious beef. So, but I mean, what can I say?
He's such a nice guy. His fight style is not even boring, dude. It's not. Like, I was entertained with the Leon fight. Maybe if you had money against Leon, you're frustrated seeing him get lifted and slammed and spiked on his head. The way he switches grips to high crotches and lift these guys, bro. It's fun. I like wrestling. People don't actually like MMA, People claim like, oh, I love MMA. And then they see wrestling, they're like, oh, shut it off, dude. Like, listen, I think he's effective. I think one thing that I'll give him trouble for is that, like, in contrast to a Sean Brady grappling style, Sean Brady actively like switches positions and like moves through guards to chase finishes. Whereas I will say that like Bilal Muhammad will have you, whether it's your back or full guard, and you kind of keep you there. He's not really looking to switch positions to go for a finish, but he's still landing ground and pound. He's still landing.
Him and Sean Brady are very similar, except the fact that Sean Brady's a jiu-jitsu specialist on the ground. Bilal's a wrestling specialist, and he is, like you say, he's a very good wrestler, and he can chain the wrestling together very, very well. Almost as good as Oliveira against Michael Chandler, to bring that back. But I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I don't want to talk to him anymore.
I'm kidding.
He's unbelievable, Chad.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, I actually do think for the most part we are kind of on the same page about that matchup. Actually, believe it or not, funny enough.
Yeah.
But yeah. But Kenneth, let me ask you something that I've been very curious about. What's your love life like?
Well, it depends, man, because I'm really trying to push all these people away or trying to. I actually have someone in my DMs as we speak. Like, this actually sounds like bait. I swear to God, I'm being dead ass. But like, I feel like right now I wanted like. I'm 22. Yeah. I'd rather grind now, but like I'll be real. Like every summer, I am going to Mexico and just doing what I have to. Like I'm just having fun. But
you go to Hong Kong?
For the most part, when I'm not, what?
You go to Hong Kong, TJ?
No, I don't. You know what?
Is that what you were referring to?
No. Yes. Wait. What do you mean Hong Kong?
You never heard of Hong Kong, TJ?
No.
Oh, damn, dude.
Hong Kong.
Hong Kong TJ. It's let's just say. I mean, when you said Mexico, I thought that's what you were referencing. Yeah, in Tijuana they have Hong Kong. It's this like super massive strip club where pretty much everybody there is on the menu. No. But it's not a strip club. Like, it is a strip club, but like the difference is like everybody's on the menu there. You know what I mean? Like it kind of doubles as a brothel. I thought that's what you were referring to. Yeah, when you said Mexico, but I guess fair enough.
How does everyone's on the menu mean?
Oh, it's a brothel.
What's that? What's a brothel?
A brothel? Oh, it's just like it's I mean, you could basically they're basically prostitutes.
Bro, what the hell, bro? No, man.
Hey, I'm not the one that said I'm not the one that said I'm trying to stay single, but I go to Mexico to get my fucking rocks off. You said that. Those were your exact words, Kenneth.
No. I go to Cancun, Cabo, and I live life, brother. Enjoy, and then I come back to the States and act like nothing ever happened. What happens in Mexico, brother, stays in Mexico. Simple. But like, other than that, like when it's not the summertime, like sure, like some once in a while, I don't know. I don't care too much for like our relationship right now. Like I don't care too much for. How about you, dude? You're like, how old are you? 25 or something?
Yeah, I'm 24. Yeah, I'm 24. Yeah.
So how's your girl? How's your girl doing?
Well, I did have a girlfriend for a long time. We were in like a very serious long-term relationship. We were together for almost 4 years. We lived together. We had a dog together. But she, for some reason, didn't like my gambling habits. She was saying that I was like making a huge mistake betting like I was. And I was just like, I didn't understand what she was talking about. Like, I'll be completely honest with you. I was like, look, I was trying to tell him, like, you have to spend money to make money. You know what I mean? And she just, it was a concept that I think she wasn't really getting. And, for that reason, we decided to we decided to separate, you know what I mean? So now I'm single.
No, she broke up with you, kid. She broke up with you. But let me say this, bro. Listen, I was joking at first. No, I wasn't. I was never really joking. Stop. Yo, listen, gambling is fine, dude. Don't go over for, like, every UFC card, set aside, like, okay, I'll spend 800 on this card. Why are you going excessive 4-digit numbers every single time? And then now it's leading to, I didn't even know you broke up with your girlfriend because of this. This is actually bad, Fucking hell, man. You gotta focus up, Shay. I don't know what you're doing, dog.
You gotta think so?
Focus up and lock in.
Yeah, I mean, you sound like my parents. They were saying the same thing, but I don't know, man. I feel like dude, like think about it. Like, every big corporation these days, they run at a negative. You know what I mean? That's just how it goes. You know what I mean? Like a company runs at a negative. You know what I mean? And that's kind of what I'm doing. And I think that I think once you hit rock bottom, the only place you can go is up. You know what I mean? That's my. Think about it, Kenneth. Think about it, Kenneth.
Done, chat. He's done for, man.
Kenneth, think about it. Kenneth, think about it. Where would Donald Trump be right now if he just gave up?
Bro, but you're not, bro. You're bringing up 1 in a million scenarios, dude. Dude, I actually feel bad for you now because I'm like, bro, this is not good. Like, the habit is too much, dude. Too much, bro. Listen, I'm one of those people. You might be the same. It makes watching fights more exciting, yes, but like, why can't it just be like a $200 bet? Like, why does it have to be literally your house on the line, and then if you lose, okay, then what? You haven't hit rock bottom yet, Shay. Do not hit rock bottom because you think it's rock. I still see you in the background. You're living somewhere. You're not rock bottom, dude. You're gonna hit it though if you keep betting the way you're betting, dog. Like, stop, bro. Come on, dude. Don't do this anymore.
Again, if I were to bet $200 and win, that's not digging me out of this hole. You know what I mean? That's kind of the problem. You know what I mean? That's kind of the problem.
Yeah, you might be in that spot that I literally have nightmares about getting there sometimes. Like, sometimes when there's been a card I lost like over 1,000, I was like, you know what, that really hurt, that sucked. Yeah, that sucked. But it doesn't mean I'm gonna bet like, 2K the next card. Like, I'm gonna take it slow. Is your net out? Like, is your because you have, I don't know if you have FanDuel, but you could check if overall you made more positive or negative. I hope you made more positive than you lost. Surely, right? Surely.
You know what? I mean, it depends on how you define lost. You know what I mean? Like, it depends like what exactly you define as positive. You know what I mean? Because like, money's not everything. You know what I mean? Money's not everything. I mean, just because you're down on money doesn't mean you're not positive in life. You know what I mean? I think that's look, Kenneth, you can't bring money to the grave, bro. You can't bring money to the grave.
Dude. Dude, how are you supposed to even buy shit for no wonder your girl left you, dude. Like, you realize how high maintenance you're gonna have to, like, bro. You probably just weren't buying anything on dates. You were probably like asking her to buy you shit, dude. This is not good. Like, bro, what'd you do for her birthday? Probably like what? Like, what'd you do? Nothing.
She was kind of my sugar mama for a while, but and yeah, it was bad. It was bad. She was practically my sugar mama for a while, for sure. It was, yeah. I mean, yeah. Look, it wasn't my proudest moment. But look, I'm doing well for myself these days. You know what I mean? Like, I still, yeah, again, right? Like, just because you don't have any money doesn't mean you're not successful. You know what I mean? Is kind of
money, dude. You have money. You make YouTube. Your YouTube's probably paying you a decent amount monthly. Then don't you have a job? Aren't you working a job? I'm pretty sure you work in a job, right?
No. I'm pretty well. So I teach Aikido seminars. That's why I was in New York last week. It's because I was doing an Aikido seminar. I do that regularly. I also run Minecraft servers. Again, I'm not really public about this stuff though, because I'm not really public about this stuff though, because I don't want to like cross the streams of my incomes. I want to keep it all separate. But yeah, like, I run Minecraft servers, and I have you know how it is. Like, you join the server and you could you can get a membership on my website to get certain kind of kits and certain kinds of like special things in the game, in the server. There's like a whole economy to it. You know what I mean? Like, you get.
You're being dead ass?
I'm being 100% dead ass. Yeah. So I've got a lot of different revenue streams.
We're pretty similar, you know. We're pretty similar. I have a thing on the side that I don't try to. My Discord's slowly finding it, but I don't try to, like, intertwine them. But
what is it? What is it? Well, now I'm curious.
Well, you guys know now. It's UFC, and then there's Korean dramas. And bro, I'm telling you though, the Korean drama market, like, just watching and reviewing K-dramas, dude. It's bigger than the UFC community, man. I'm telling you, man. People aren't gonna believe. They're not gonna hear me out now, but I'm telling you, dude. The first of all, I never got a 1 million view video on my YouTube, on any MMA video. You know, TikTok, you know, over there, bro. I have 1 million view videos. I have most of my videos, like, every video is minimum like 30K. I'm telling you guys, there's a better market, dude, than MMA. But I love MMA, and I'm gonna keep making content. But as far as the money's at, dude,
you're telling me you review Korean soap operas? Is that what I just fucking heard you say?
Korean dramas. You know what Squid Games is? Like,
yes, I see. But why Korean?
Because I just like Korean dramas. Like, they're just the best. I'm telling you, bro. I watch some good. Like, I watch like you. You know, I watch Outer Banks. There's some shows, American shows I watch. They're just not good compared to Korean dramas, dude. Korean dramas aren't top. I'm telling you, dude. Don't knock it. Just like people watch, and I can't get behind anime because it's animated, but I understand why people like appeal to it. The audience is there, but I'd rather just watch Korean dramas than like an animated, like, Asian whatever.
Interesting. So, okay, so, you know, me and you both kind of have a similarity there when it comes to Asians. You know what I mean? Because I also, you know, again, like, like, you remember my fight where I knocked out the little Asian boy? I'm really good with Asians. Right, I'm really good with Asians. So is that kind of your demographic? Is Asians? Like, are you into, like, you're into Asian things, Asian women, Asian food? That's kind of your thing, huh?
I'm not into Asian things, but Asian women, bro. Yes.
For sure. Oh, interesting.
Yeah, this
okay.
is it, brother. Listen, I don't have a preference. Like, I might say I prefer Asian women, but I don't really. It doesn't really matter. Any woman, like, it just, if the woman looks good, they look good. But yeah, Korean woman, man. I'm telling you guys, fuck. Oh, yeah. I'm telling you guys, if you don't knock it till you try it, because some of you guys haven't tried it yet, you know. So that's my take on that, brother.
I wasn't ready for you to bark. While talking about it.
You kidding me? Look at this shit. I haven't emoted. I have to emote once, dude.
Yeah. You sure do. Well, dude, that's interesting. Yeah, I'm learning a lot. I'm learning a lot more about you than I was anticipating. Interesting.
Yeah, honestly, same, dude. Honestly, same. Honestly, now I like don't want to say anything negative about Shay anymore because, like, I see that, like, dude's low key, like, he's just addicted, man. Like, it makes me feel bad for him now. I can't say nothing negative about Shay.
I know. We have our differences though. You're into Asian women. I'm more into the mentally ill variety. It's kind of where that's kind of my go-to myself. So I mean, we still have our key differences for sure. Like when, like, dude, like honestly, I swear to God, when I meet a girl out or something, the first question's always like, "How's the relationship with your father?" And if the answer is anything other than not good, I'm out of there. You know what I mean? I just think that's kind of where the excitement is. You know?
You know what's funny about what you just said? Dude? In high school, bro, I don't know what it was in high school, but it's not even that I liked white women the most in high school. It was just that, like, I feel like white women would just always be like, just always trying. I think it's kind of weird because I think they just like, if you're tall and black and you have dreads, let me just say this, I'll be real, and you go to a predominantly white female high school, like most of the females are white, they just chase after you, and it's kind of weird, but you end up giving into it, and then you end up being delusional, like, oh man, I love white women. That's why all these guys act like, oh, you're snow buddies, man. And then they go to college, and then they experience different tastes, bro, and then it's over. But yeah, white, and I know what I noticed about white women, like what you just said about your point, I feel like all of them have like dad issues, man.
Yeah.
I feel like most of them I talk to, they just do. It's
For
like,
sure.
What the hell?
For sure. And they also don't age very well. You know what I mean? They do not age very well, white women.
Horribly.
Yeah, really bad. The Asians age a lot better for sure. Like, but the thing about the Asians is they look like they're 20 up until they're 60, and then all of a sudden they look like they're 100 out of nowhere. You know what I mean? But you got a good amount of time with them for sure. You know.
You know what? I actually find, I think older, like Asian women who are like 35, bro, 30, look better than the ones who are 20. Like I'm 22, but wouldn't even want to. Sometimes I feel weird if I were to like get with the 21-year-old Asian woman, because it just, even at 21, I don't know. So I can't shake the fact that they just look young, bro.
Yeah.
Like I'd rather just go for like a 35-year-old Asian woman than fucking, I don't know, man. I just can't. Maybe I'm being a little weird, but like I just sometimes.
I know. I understand. No, I understand. I get you. I mean, yeah, and you got to be careful in this day and age too. You know what I mean? Especially you. You know what I mean? You got to be careful. You know, because they would not be nice to you. They would not be nice to you if it turns out that you fucked a 17-year-old Asian chick. You got to be careful with it. You know what I mean? You got to be careful with it.
I mean, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
TLG.
Especially because I'm black and Muslim. All right, cool, man. Yeah.
Well, that wasn't my point, but yes, that was my point, actually. Sorry. TLG, thank you for the $5. Black women can't have dad issues when they don't have one. Oh, I didn't say that. You did. I didn't say it. You did.
Bro, like, I'm in Guru's chat. So, like, see how your chat just had that Guru shift right there?
Yeah.
That's a Guru shift in the chat, man. I sensed it, dude. I sensed the energy there.
Yeah.
Brother, listen. Black women are, they're pretty, too, you know. They're good. Every race, they're fine guys, you know. Listen, respect black people, you know, brother, because you're gonna meet someone like me who's gonna knock you out, guys. You're gonna meet a real bad man, and when it happens, brother, dial it, brother.
So it sounds like you have a lot of experience. Then it sounds like you have a lot of experience with all different types. Are you collecting them all, pretty much? Is that what I'm hearing? Like a Pokemon trainer?
Because I haven't. Actually, I don't know. Maybe I actually never thought of that. I never really thought of it. Like I said, I don't really go for a certain woman. I just, if she looks cute, she looks cute. I don't really think about that. But yeah, I guess low key.
Kenneth, what's your body count? Be honest.
Yeah.
What's your body count? Be honest.
Bro, I don't have any bodies. I have 0 bodies, dude.
What?
God-fearing man. And if I did have even if I happen, listen, bro, I just want to make this clear to chat. I'm a God-fearing man. And, you know, yeah, I don't have any bodies technically. And even, I'll be real, I'm waiting till marriage for the most part. But even if I did slip up, bro, you know, God forgives all, brother. This is my opinion on this, brother.
Interesting.
Waiting for marriage.
Interesting. That's wild.
I don't know, man. It's just, listen. Yeah, listen, bro. It's really about chemistry before sex, in my opinion. This is what I think about this.
Really interesting, man. Yeah, that's just so crazy because like I get kind of scared about that connection. You know what I mean? Like as soon as I feel a genuine connection with a girl, I'm out of there. You know what I mean? I'm like, fuck this, man. Fuck this. Like it's got to be like, you know, I don't like eye contact. I'm not. You know what I mean? Like I try to. You know, I don't know. That's just me though, man. I don't know. We're just on 2 different wavelengths with that one. I guess it's very interesting.
Real quick. You said you had a 4-year girlfriend. I'm assuming that was real. 4 years. So was that your first girlfriend? Like 4 years of just only her?
It was my it was my
that?
first serious girlfriend. Yeah, it was my first like very serious girlfriend. Yeah, for sure. Like you know, I had a girlfriend prior, but I mean I was like fucking like I was like fucking 14. You know what I mean? Like I don't really count that. You know what I mean? And then after that, I was just kind of just fucking around. You know, but then then I met her and was just with her for those 4 years. Yeah, until about like 6 months ago.
Okay, that's pretty solid. Bro, I feel bad for you because the reason you guys broke up. But listen, dude. Yeah, man. I honestly think, like, listen, you might not take that seriously because you might be like, oh, well, I guess it wasn't gonna work out. But I really think I don't want to say it was your fault, but like, you know, if your parents are saying it, dude, if your girl was saying it, and if I'm saying it, and you don't even like, you know, I never met you. You know, it's probably like maybe it's a problem. Maybe the gambling's a little bit too much, man. Maybe take a card off. You know, think about shit and then like resume afterwards. But just take some time off. I think this is my opinion, brother. You know, this is what I think.
Wait. You think my gambling's a problem?
I don't want to say it's a problem. I just feel as if yeah, it's a problem, dude. You want me to be real? I think it's a problem.
What specifically though? What specifically is the issue with it? You think?
I think you're spending too much, and then also I think your picks aren't that great sometimes, dude. So it's like because what you do like just like you're doing Charles Habib. I guarantee if Charles Habib actually fought, you would probably put money on Charles, dude, and then you just be broke because you just like you're clouded by your bias, and I feel like you sometimes just make picks off of that rather than looking at things logically. And I feel like it's a flaw, man, because I feel like, listen, bro, you shouldn't be that confident in your picks, especially if you feel like there's a bias surrounded it, dude. This is what I think, brother. You know,
interesting.
this is my opinion.
Interesting. I mean, you know, I look, I don't know if I would specifically bet on Charles against Habib because, I mean, I don't know. I think if I were to bet on that fight, I would bet on like an Oliveira round 3 TKO in particular. You know what I mean? I think that's where you're going to get the really good odds. You know what I mean? When you bet the specific round, the specific method, it just like, I don't know if you know this, but it boosts your odds a lot and it makes a potential payout huge. You know what I mean?
Do you actually bet like that? Like, jokes aside, do you actually bet like that? Like, do you bet like specifics like that?
Oh yeah. Yep. Oh yeah. Yep. I remember I bet my entire YouTube paycheck once on Dricus Duplessis to get a TKO on Sean Strickland round 4 in their last fight. And dude, he hurt him. He hurt him with that shot. He almost had it. I know, and I was freaking the fuck out, and then it didn't happen. And then, yeah, that was rough, dude. That was rough. That was bad. That was bad.
Listen, you know what? Okay, I'll be real. Situations like that, that's not even a bad pick by you. I'll be real. That's like, honestly, before that fight, I was thinking even that was a possibility. But do you know what double chance is? Let me put you on a game, dude. If you have FanDuel, double chance. What I did for that fight specifically, I said Dricus by KO or points. Because in my head, I was like, I don't think Dricus submits it. And I don't think, you know, Strickland's gonna win. So by KO or points, this way, if he does get the finish, cool. But if he doesn't, you're still gonna win. Just do. I don't know if you have FanDuel, but just go double chance 99% of your picks. Well, that's what started making me the most money, dude. I'm telling you.
The problem. So I'm sponsored by DraftKings, so I'm not allowed to use. I'm not allowed to use any other gambling site. And not that I would use code MMA Shay, by the way, everybody. Thank you, appreciate you. But yeah, so unfortunately, I'm kind of cuffed in that department in terms of online gambling. But I mean, they might have something similar to that. But again, like, I don't know. I like the Hail Marys. You know what I mean? I love the Hail Marys. I love just jumping off into the abyss. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, look, man. I think, you know, you said you're a religious person. You know what I mean? Like, I kind of look at myself like I'm the gambling Jesus. You know what I mean? Like, I'm putting myself out there all the way. You know what I mean? I'm just being serious. Like, I'm just putting myself all the way out there. You know what I mean? I'm not saving any energy for the swim back. I kind of like how he did. You know what I mean? And look, dude, I don't think there's ever been a human on this planet that's had more of an influence in the world than Jesus did. And I'm not saying I'm going to be Jesus, but what I am saying is that, like, I'm going to go for it. You know what I mean?
Hey, man, I'll be real. I'm going to be monitoring your channel a little bit more, just see where you're picking and just to see how much money, because sometimes I actually want to track the amount of money you're losing. Because I sometimes I just hear like rumbles about, oh, 2K on this guy. I'm like, how? I'm like, why is he doing that? And they're like, I don't know. He knows ball, though. His breakdowns are still okay, though. Your breakdowns actually aren't bad all the time. But I feel as if...
Thanks.
just because you have sometimes you have some solid breakdowns doesn't mean you got to go specific. Just go. I'm telling you, bro, when I started picking just fighters and then just putting like 300 on it, because I used to do something stupid where like, oh, $20 on a 7-leg parlay. That shit's never going to hit, ever. Anyone in the chat who does that is never going to hit. Putting 25 to win 1,000 on an 8-legger, you're not going to hit shit. Just put 2 people or 1 person. If you put 1 person, you can go up to like 800. But if you put 2 people, bro, I'm telling you right now, bro, 2 people for like 300. Like Wei Lee and DDP, that fight week, I won 1.4K on that fight alone because I was very confident in Wei Lee beating that fraud Suarez. Willie was the underdog. I don't know how. You just do shit like that and you make more money. I hope you. I don't know if you do. I don't think it doesn't sound like you do legs. It sounds like you just do really specific shit. That's just too specific. Just go for the person, dude. What are you doing?
Well, yeah, I hear you. But the problem is, like, so you said you won 1.3K with that bet. Like, bro, that's not digging me out of this hole, man. That ain't digging me out of this hole, man. Like, that's not getting me out of it, man. You know what I mean? Like, I need something bigger there. Like realistically, I'm gonna need to win. I would say about $20,000. I would need to win about 20K for me to finally dig myself out of this hole and break even. And then once I'm even, then I think that the only place to go is up. You know what I mean?
Okay. I hope that's bait. I'm gonna say that.
Oh, Adam Rogers, thank you for the $2. This dude did a top 5 K-drama kissing scenes.
Ish.
Did you? Did you do that? Oh,
my first million view video, man.
Damn, that's actually crazy. That's actually crazy.
Oh, my first million view video, bro. I'm sorry. Listen, chat. It's about the demographic. You just gotta understand who you're talking to, bro. People don't understand, man. People don't understand, bro. It's the life of a hustler, bro. No one even knows me on that side as an MMA guy. No one knows me on this side as a K-drama person. Listen, I like it like that. I don't want to keep it low.
Yeah.
But this comes to a point where I feel like people are gonna find it because, like, if I'm going viral there, people are gonna see it. So.
No, I respect it. That's why I'm the exact same way with my Minecraft servers. I'm the exact same way with my Aikido seminars. Like, I don't want people showing up to my Aikido seminars because they're fans of the channel. You know what I mean? I want to keep these things separate. I want to keep things pure. You know what I mean? Like, dude, it was rough because you know that I'm Jewish, right?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I got recognized at my synagogue the other day, and I had to move churches for that exact reason because I really can't be crossing the streams on these things. You know what I mean? It's bad. Yeah, there was this young kid there in the synagogue who I guess is an MMA fan, and he recognized me. It's interesting though because Jews typically don't know a lot about MMA. You know what I mean? Like, us Jews are just not. It's not really what we're into. You know what I mean? It's just it's different for sure. But yeah. So I know what you mean. Like, I'm trying to keep the stream separate. I don't want to interlock those two things. You know what I mean? Yeah. For sure. Yeah. It's not. Yeah. It's not good. It's not good. Yeah. It's not good.
Eesh.
Yeah.
It's horrible, man.
Yeah.
But listen, I feel like yours are more like, for the most part, like IRL things. But I would say, like, I feel like it's inevitable because, like, I feel like some people already found it, but it's just like, dude, everyone's gonna end up like knowing it. And it's just like, I feel like the difference between like, listen, bro, if I show you my DMs, you know what's weird? Like, I get a lot of like DMs from like women, just like, dude, you look like I can show you the DMs now. They're like trying to like get me to like link with them, or they're like flirting with me. I'm like, why is so much K-drama community is like 90% woman, bro. The UFC community, we're all guys, dude.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's such a different, the demographic, I swear it can't get more different. So if I ever see them on this side, I'll be like, what the fuck? Or if I see vice versa, like the UFC community there, bro, oh my God, dude. It's like, it is nah, dude. This is the two worst demographics I feel like to mix. Like
100%. Yeah. No, 100%. I know what you mean. 100%. Do you ever act on any of those DMs though? I mean, are they typically?
Yeah. There's one today I responded to. Well, listen. I click on the profile. I see what's popping. I'll read you one out that I responded to today. Some of them I'm like not jacking it. Like, I'm like, bro, I'm not reading this shit, or I'm not responding to. But like, this is the one today. Well, this one I didn't respond to because I just didn't. She said, my friend thinks you're cute. Respond as soon as possible. I click her profile. The girl, I don't know who your friend is, but the girl looks all right. But this is the only one I responded to. I said, she said, hey, can we be friends? And I just said, like, I just liked the message. I laughed at the message. She said, what's funny, boo? By the way, I'm Maria. And she has like 34K followers, and she looks like really good. And
Damn.
she's Arab. Arab girls are the people who know, man. Arab girls, man, they're the best. They're just very like, they just don't do much, but they're very like, they look the best to me. So that's a DM I respond to. Every other DM I could like, they're just from people who are hideous, bro. Like responding with hard eyes or something, you know. And listen, bro, like I'm not even like, I just look like a normal black dude, like just a normal dreadhead black dude. So
But dude, that's an oddity to Asian people. You know that, right?
I think so as well.
They're not used to people like you.
Asians were racist. I used to think Asians were racist, man. So I was like, I feel like these people are gonna fucking.
I think they're racist if you like go to the motherland. You know what I mean? They're racist if you go to the motherland, but if you kind of get the more like, I think if you get those first generation chicks, you know what I mean? I think if you get those first generation chicks, those are the ones that you're really gonna want. You know what I mean? You know, I'm curious though. You said Arab girls are it, but what's your experience, man? Because you've never, you know what I mean? Like. You know what I mean? Like how do you know for sure though, man? You know what I mean?
Well, like I think me now is a little bit different than me in like in high school. If that makes sense. So yeah, I think I went through like a little bit of a change since then. But yeah, like I said, like in high school I was a little bit different than I am now. But now I'm on a different journey.
So you're a born again virgin.
Yeah, sure, whatever you want to say.
Interesting.
Like,
okay. So you lied to me earlier. You were hitting it beforehand.
I lied to you, bro. Listen, bro. At the end of the day, bro. It is what it is, man. Like, why are you worried about it though? Like, bro, like.
Hey, man, I'm not.
Are you flirting, bro? Like, what's going on? Like,
no, never. No, not me. Not me. No, not me. I mean, no. I mean, yeah. You know, you're acting like I fucking photoshopped my face over fucking dudes behind me on the wall. Like, that's not what I do. You know what I mean? That's not who I am, Kenneth. That's not who I am.
All right, buddy.
That's not who I am. No, I'm just curious, man. I'm just curious because it sounds like you have a lot of experience in this kind of field. You know what I mean? So I was just trying to pick your brain on it.
Man,
you know,
I'm ready to myself. You'll be surprised how to myself I actually am. I feel like a lot of content creators are a lot like kind of like that though. Like they're just like kind of focused on like their content for the most part.
They live through their content for sure. You know what I mean? Like that's the kind of vibe I get from Guru, to be honest with you, as it seems like he but I think he'd even be honest about that, right? I think I've heard him talk about that kind of before, that he's just like he doesn't like to do things.
A girl. I don't think that's real though. He said that, but is this no way
that he's never kissed a girl before?
Yeah, he said that on stream, but I think it's cap, dude. Like this what?
Yeah,
lying.
I mean, I don't know, but I mean, look, I don't know, man. Maybe he's a God-fearing man as well. You know what I mean? And it's like,
yeah, I could put bread on it that he probably isn't. I doubt he is. I mean, he could. I don't want to listen. I actually don't want to judge him. He could be very well. I don't know. But if I were to take a guess, I feel like some of the things he says, I don't know, man. He could be. I don't want to. Honestly, he could be. I take that back. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to speak for him. I don't know, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That is crazy. Yeah, but it does seem to me like his life is online, and that's how he likes it. You know what I mean? He doesn't do as well in person. You know what I mean? And I mean that's why I just think it's important, like in my case, to get out there a little bit. You know what I mean? That's why I became Jewish. It's why I do my Aikido stuff. Like I just get out there. Like I force myself into the real world. You know?
How do you become Jewish?
How did I become Jewish?
Yeah, how do you like become Jewish?
Great question. Really, really good question. Yeah, I mean, like, dude, I wasn't Jewish my entire life. I wasn't Jewish at all. And it wasn't until on stream, actually. On stream, I just for fun, I pulled up my Ancestry.com DNA results, and I start scrolling through it. And I'm just like, yeah, this is me. This is who I am. Then all of a sudden, my chat starts going, whoa, yikes, Jewish. Uh-oh, yikes. And I'm like, Jewish? What? Like, what are you guys talking about? And then I look, and I was like, oh my God, I'm 12% Jewish. And it was from, and I started looking into it.
You know, fucking hell, bro, this guy's a troll, you know.
No, dude, I'm being dead serious. I swear to God, I'm being dead serious. This happened, and it was really difficult for me. I was like, wow, I didn't realize there was this part of me this whole time, and I started looking into the Jewish religion, and I think that the story that really stuck with me more than anything else was my ancestors had this candle. And it was only meant to burn for 9 days, and it burned for 9 months, dude. And it burned like that because of their belief in the Hebrew God. You know what I mean? And it was just a story like that. Dude, it lights a fire in me. It lights a fire in me like nothing else ever has. And it really has become my life. You know what I mean? It's I think that's probably the deepest aspect of my soul these days is my Judaism. I joined the synagogue.
Listen, bro, I'm trying. I don't know if you're trolling. I'm trying to take you seriously, but I feel like you're trolling.
I swear to God, I'm not. I would tell you if I was. I swear to God, I'm not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I respect that. I respect it. No, I respect that. That's cool. That's cool for you. I think that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't want to. Because Chad's saying you're trolling, but I think Chad's trolling.
Nah. I get it. Well, it's because being a Jew's not cool these days. You know what I mean? It's because being a Jew's not cool. I think that's the issue. But I'm trying to change it. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to make that a little bit more in style. You know what I mean? But dude, it's a fucking uphill battle. I'll tell you that. It's a fucking uphill battle because Jews are not like that. They're just like a little. There's not a lot to a lot of them. You know what I mean? There's not a lot to them. They're like not very athletic. They're not very. They kind of smell sometimes a little bit. I'm telling you, and as a Jew, you know what I mean? Like, dude, you walk into a synagogue and there's just this fucking like odor in the air, and it's like, God, we got to change this place around a little bit. So I've been trying to honestly, my dream one day is to like open up my own synagogue and do my own teachings. You know what I mean? You know, again, I think sometimes we get a little too wrapped up in like the whole, you know, God aspect and, you know, spiritual aspect. Like I want to talk about the candle, you know what I mean? I want to talk about that candle that burned longer than it was supposed to, you know?
Okay. Yeah. After further review, I think you're being sincere.
Thank you. I am. I promise you. I mean, look, things might change. You know what I mean? It's just kind of what I have in my mind right now. Years down the line, who knows what's going to change? But that's kind of where I'm at right now. You know what I mean? It's kind of where I'm at right now.
That's interesting. Okay, listen, I respect that. You know,
Thanks.
You know, yeah, I respect that. I'm not gonna. Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay, bro. I'm not saying it. I'm just not gonna say anything wrong. Or bad, because I don't want to like say like you're lying, but you're not lying. Yeah, because that's gonna be a disrespectful thing to say. You know,
it'd be very disrespectful.
Yeah,
don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. I mean, dude, us Jews have been through a lot, man. You. That's another thing I really like about being a Jew is that like I'm now the ultimate victim. You know what I mean? Like, like Jews have been through a lot, dude. We've had a lot of horrible things happen to us, and so it's for that.
I don't want to talk about this anymore. I just don't want to talk.
Oh, okay. All right. Sorry.
I don't know, bro. I don't know. Like, yeah, man.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. That's fine. That's fine. All right. It's all right. It's all right. We don't have to talk. We can talk something else. Man. All right. That's fine. You know. Well. Yeah. All right. I mean, you know.
Did you do a sport growing up? Like, were you athletic as a kid, as a high schooler or whatever?
Yeah. Again, I don't talk about it super frequently, but when I was a child, I was a Taekwondo prodigy. We talked about that earlier. Like, I really was. From age 5 to 12, I was all in on Taekwondo. I competed. As you see, like my profile picture on Instagram is me during my Taekwondo days. Other than that, I played soccer. I played soccer all throughout high school and stuff. You know, which is definitely a manlier sport than track. Like soccer is not a manly sport, but it's a lot cooler than track. You know what I mean? For sure. And that has nothing to do with you. I'm just saying in general. You know, us soccer players have to take what we can
honestly, get. In high school, like that was like people said that was like a gay sport.
Yeah.
Like I think the highest population of gay people play soccer. I could be wrong though. I think the highest population. Like I feel like people who play soccer are more inclined to like buying Charles Oliveira cutouts. I could, you know, this is all hypothetical though. I could be wrong, but I just think the odds would be slightly higher.
Okay, look, first of all, I take issue with that because there's nothing gay in the slightest about buying a Charles Oliveira cutout. Though, with that being said, I did make out with that cutout for a $10 donation. That was really fucking gay. That was really gay. That was gay. That was absolutely gay. Dude, so,
you couldn't pay me to do that, dude. You couldn't pay me.
Yeah, no. Yeah, that was poor. That was poor. That was really poor.
Hell, man.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
You might be gay though. You might just be gay. Every time, are you gay? Like,
huh?
I'm sure your community won't hate you. I mean, I don't know actually, but like, are you gay, dude? Like, are you gay?
I mean, I think I just go back to the Hebrew teachings when it comes to gayness. You know what I mean? It literally says, a man shall not lay with another man. It doesn't say you're not allowed to be attracted to another man. You know what I mean? It doesn't say that. You know.
What man are you attracted to?
Huh? I mean, no, I'm not attracted.
No. Hold on. You can't. I don't think you can be attracted to another man. I would say this though. You could see another guy and be like, "Oh, that guy's not bad looking," but that's different from being attracted to someone. Do you get that? Like, I feel there's a difference between that. Like,
no, I
brother,
don't. No, I mean, I don't think
brother?
so. No, I'm pretty sure if you read the Bible, it literally says a man shall not lay with another man. It doesn't say you can't want to lay with another man.
Yes, it is acting on it. Yes, I agree. It's acting on it specifically. That's what the Bible was talking about. But so what are you trying to say right now? Are you saying, yeah, man, I might, but I'm just not going to act on it? Like, what's your goal here?
No.
Like, what do you mean, though?
I don't know where
about?
you would get that from. No, I'm not. Honestly, on the spectrum of straight to gay, I'm all the way straight. I'm all the way straight.
Okay, that's kind of gay, though. I'll be real. What you just said is kind of gay. Like, how, you can't be all the way straight. Like, you got to be, like very straight. Like, say, like, 9.5 out of 10. Like, if you're all the way, it's like, now someone says a gay joke, you're like, all right, bro, that's too gay to say. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can't be that. You got to be like a little bit. You got to leave some room, man. I'm just saying, dude.
I mean, you know, I look, there's room there, but I just feel like, I mean, look, I think it depends, right? Like, yeah, I can look at Drickus Duplessis, and I can look at him, and I can tell you objectively, like, that is a jacked, girthy, juicy, sweaty man right there. You know what I mean? I can tell you that, but that doesn't mean that I want to have sex with him. You know what I mean? It's just more of like, it's more of just like a visual sort of synopsis. You know what I mean? I think that's kind of what it comes down to when it comes to, you know what I mean? No, yeah, I'm definitely straight though. I'm definitely straight for sure.
I believe you. I believe you. I think I've been believing you a lot of things this stream. I don't know if all of them are worth believing, but some of them are definitely believable. Like, I think you kind of come off as condescending at times. Like, it sounds like maybe you're telling the truth, but there's a sprinkle of like a joke or a lie here and there. I can't tell if this is one of those or this is like sincerely the truth. But
Kenneth, I mean this with all my heart and soul, dude. I swear to God, I'm being 100% truthful, and that means a lot to me. Swearing to God, you know what I mean? All
right. This is where it sounds like you're joking now. No, that means a lot to me, man. Now I'm like, all right, he's going off the hinge again. Like, he's just trolling. You know?
I can assure you I'm not trolling. I can assure you I'm not trolling.
That sounded sincere right there. That little like introduction. Okay.
Yeah. No. Yeah. No. Nope. Yep. Nope. Yeah. No. Yeah. You got a little inside look into my life, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. You're a cool guy. You seem like you're a cool person. Yeah.
Oh.
Seems like you just have some things that you're addicted to. But yeah, you're cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you know. Yeah. I'd agree with that. Oh, the flag's coming off. Damn. Look what I've got you to do today. Kenneth, you should be Jewish with me.
Though? I have a Palestinian flag coming.
What?
In like, I think today. Oh, sorry. I don't know if that was because Bilal Muhammad's fighting.
Oh, I see. No. Yeah. Honestly, and I will say legitimately, that is like my biggest hurdle in life. Being a Jew is that people think I'm a Zionist, and it's like I swear to God, I didn't even know what that meant when I became Jewish. Like I support Palestine from day one. I support Palestine from day one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, free Palestine.
For sure. Save the plant to eat more meat. Thank you for the $5. Swear to God that you are gay to Kenny. Kenny, I swear to God I'm gay.
Swear to God that you're gay to Kenny?
Yeah. Kenneth, you should be Jewish with me.
No, I'm not doing that, brother.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I misread the room on that one. I really misread the room on that one. I thought that's what you were.
Yeah, man. Free Palestine. Yeah. I'm Christian, man.
Sorry. Sorry.
Brother, you know, God's my bro. Every day you'll probably catch me wearing something. If you can see the back, it says faith over fear. If you can see the back, everything, brother. You know, my whole life, every day prayer. Don't miss a day, brother. You know, God's everything. I don't really like. I mean, I guess if people watch my live stream, people know like how I feel about that. But I feel like some people don't know because all they see is me, like some clips of me like, yeah, man, like emoting. They don't actually know, like, bro, for the most part, like, yeah, like, brother, Jesus is everything, man. This is what I think.
You know, Jesus was a Jew.
Yeah.
So, you know, just saying, you know what I mean? We have roots, man. We have roots, bro. My people are kind of winning on that one over yours, but no, I respect it. I respect it for sure. I respect it for sure. So why? I'm just curious. Has it been your whole life you felt this way, or is this something that's cultivated later in life for you?
Well, I've always been, I feel like my whole life I've always been, like, I just grew up in the household of fellow Christians. So it's just like kind of how I followed. There was this little segment around like around COVID, I think, that I was like, I looked into Islam. I looked into Christianity. I looked into both. I even practiced Islam for a little bit. Like I want to get like, sometimes you, as a human, you're just curious. So you like want to get a little bit more, gain a little bit more education on religions. It doesn't matter what religion. I personally feel as if Islam and Christianity, they almost go hand in hand in a lot of aspects.
Yeah.
From what I've seen when I was looking into the Quran and looking into the Bible. So yeah, but yeah, Christianity is like internally, like even the music, there's everything. I just feel I'm very connected to that. But like I said, I respect my my Muslim brothers, and I respect every religious person or someone with a backing. And if you don't believe anything, I don't dislike you or anything. I'm just like, I think it's cool. People like that, like who have like religious backings and they believe in a higher power above us, essentially. So yeah, I guess like, yeah, my whole life I've been Christian, but I did look into Islam a little bit. But yeah, this is what I think. Brother.
Yeah, Islam's the one, right? You get 72 virgins after you die.
I'm not gonna say anything. I don't know for sure, so I'm not gonna.
But isn't that kind of right? Isn't that part of it though, right? Like, isn't that? Am I wrong?
I've heard something along. I don't know the specifics, but I've heard what you said before. Said in a conversation before. I just don't want to speak on it because, like I said, I don't know. I don't like speaking on stuff I don't have a full understanding of because it makes me sound like an idiot if I'm completely wrong. You know?
See, I don't. Yeah, I should probably. Yeah, I don't have that. I don't have that fear. I probably should more often than not, though. But I typically don't have that fear. I kind of just speak on things a little wildly, huh? But yeah, dude, that's. Yeah, but that's interesting. That's interesting. Yeah, I just always felt like 72 is not enough for eternity. You know what I mean? That's a long ass time for only like 72 forever. Like, it's not enough, bro. It's not enough, man. That's just me. That's why. Yeah, that's why I went with Judaism instead.
Okay, yeah, that's the reason. I'm sure, dude. Yeah, man. That's a great reason, dude. That's a great reason.
Yep. Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, dude, we've had a very productive conversation, to say the least, man. We've had a very, very productive conversation.
This is probably the most productive. Like, this is the most deep I probably got in like a little. I don't know if this is a debate, whatever this was today. This is probably the most deep I got with another creator as far as like their personal life. Their addictions, brother, their religion and all that. I don't think I've ever did that with anyone else. So this is a moment. This is a moment to behold, bro.
Yeah, dude, we should do this every once in a while. It's like a little therapy session. You know what I mean? Like, you can come, because I feel like you've taught me a lot about gambling and stuff. And honestly, dude, you did, because you gave me some good advice and some good strategies. And I think you've reignited my passion for gambling. I think is what you've done today. I think that I was kind of on the way out a little bit, but I think you're right. You know what I mean? I think not betting on specifics, and I think betting broader but still betting massive is what I need to do. You know what I mean? It's all about cultivating and surviving. You know what I mean? And I think you've shown me today how I can do that through gambling.
Wait. Just don't say I appreciate you acknowledging that situation, brother. But like, maybe not like. I feel weird taking all the credit for it, like. Brother,
no, dude, you shouldn't. You shouldn't, and it's all you. It's all you. You did that, man, and I want to thank you for that. And you don't have to sound humble. I know you are, man. You want to sound humble. You want to sound like no. It's not me, man, and whatever. But no, that was you, dude. You did that. You did that for me, and I appreciate that so much.
I don't know. I don't need to be humble. It's more as if like. Yeah, you listen, bro. You could keep betting. I'm not saying you shouldn't bet. But I don't want to take credit for your success or your failure. If you go on a fucking streak, that's you. If you fucking go on a fucking, that's you. I just don't want to be the guy who has to like take the credit, brother. This is what I think about.
I agree with you. If I do go on a big winning streak, it is all me. But if I do end up going on a losing streak,
Yeah,
you're the one that gave me that advice. You know what I mean? So it's unfortunately has to be on you. You know what I mean? It unfortunately has to. And, like, and it's not your fault. That's just how it is. You know, like I was done. I was done gambling. By the way, I was done.
Yeah.
I haven't done a big bet in like fucking months. But like again though, like I knew I'd have to go back to it because I got to dig myself out of this hole that I'm in. You know what I mean? Like, dude, I've got debt collectors calling every single day. I had to pull out a second mortgage on my house.
Eesh.
Yeah, dude, it's poor. It's poor.
Yeah, it's okay. I just refuse to take credit no matter what happens. But honestly, your picks seem to be getting better. I think you're picking Bilal to beat JDM. I could be wrong, but we have to see.
I need to do a little bit more film study on it, but yeah, I mean, as of right now, I have a lot of reasons to be a little worried for JDM in that matchup. But I'll have a video out soon on that one, and then we'll know for sure. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, go for it.
I actually gotta go as well. So
all right, brother.
Time to close it off, brother.
All right, man. No problem.
Right, appreciate you having me on, brother.
All right, yeah, dude, for sure, man. Dude, love you, brother. All right, I'll talk to you later. Thanks for being Jewish.
Peace.
Oh, Zay, thank you for the $2. Thank you for being on the correct side of history. Love you. I love you too, Zay. 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 I appreciate you. Dude, well, that was interesting, dude. Who would have thought that would have ever happened? You know what I mean? Me and Kenneth got on here, had a great conversation. You know what I mean? Really connected. You know what I mean? It's too bad though. I mean, I gotta figure out how to get my camera going. I gotta figure out how to get my camera going. You know what I mean? Next time, I gotta figure out how to get my camera going. 10 out of 10. That was amazing. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, dude. What a great fucking debate that was. Yeah, I had a good time edging and talking to Kenny. Yeah, I mean, we learned a lot about Kenneth, man. We learned a lot about Kenneth. He's a God-fearing man. He's a virgin. He has helped me inspire my gambling. Don't worry, we'll be all right. Just give it a second. The stream's gonna catch up in just a second. I fixed it. Yeah, I agree. I thought it was a lot better. I thought it was a lot better than us screaming at each other. You're the best gaslighter ever. I don't know what you're talking about, man. I don't know what you're talking about. That was a completely legitimate back and forth conversation. That was a completely legitimate back and forth conversation. Yeah, okay, yeah. Well, good point, Julie Films TV. Good point. Why? I wonder why I'm so fucking... yeah, dude, I gotta buy a nicer computer. You know what? I'm gonna. Okay, but what do I get first? You guys tell me. Do I get teeth or do I get a computer first? I'm getting flashbacks from the Club Penguin stream. Oh, that's funny. That's very, very funny. Yeah, I closed all my tabs. I closed everything. I'm hoping we're just gonna reset here. We're fixed now? Okay, cool. Yeah, guys, I've gotta bite the bullet and I've gotta buy a better computer. How much are you in debt and how much are the new teeth? Yeah, I don't know exactly how much the new teeth will cost. Teeth, you guys think so? I think teeth. Computer because it makes money. Do some research on your free birthright trip. Oh, dude, that might not be a bad idea. That might not be a bad idea. Oh my God, Obsidian Bug, thank you for joining the Charles Oliveira fan club, bro. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it, man. Thank you, dude. That's awesome. Thank you so much for joining. If you want to join the members only Discord, let us know. You know, you have access to all my past live streams, all my past members only videos, dude. You're gonna love those. Oh, Jim, thank you for the $2. Just saying girlfriend. Thank you. I appreciate it. You get a computer, we have to listen to you yapping, so don't do that. Ouch, fat guru. Ouch. Ouch, bro. Yeah, so I mean, I don't know. Do I have any computer geniuses in the chat? I think the problem with this computer is, right, that the current one that I have, is that I have a sufficient amount of RAM on this computer that I'm using, but I don't have any sort of dedicated CPU, and I think that's the problem. I think like using Streamlabs and OBS in the year 2024, unfortunately, just overloads my computer if I don't have a dedicated CPU. Ouch. Ooh, yeah. If you get another computer, we're gonna go through new boomer issues. The processor is shit. Yeah, that might be the problem. That might be the problem, to be fair. That might be the problem. That might be the problem. Yeah, I am gonna need a new computer. What's your storage like? Honestly, my storage is okay. As far as I know, my storage is okay. I think I've only used up like maybe a little bit under half the amount of storage. I think it's probably fine. You need more dedicated RAM. I have 16 gigs of RAM. I have 16 gigs of RAM. So I think I'm chilling on that front. I think it's just the CPU that I need. You're streaming on a Chromebook? Yeah. I know. I need to decorate the back wall. The problem is my printer is out of ink. My printer is officially out of ink, and it's like, what? Like, I'm not gonna go buy ink for a printer that nobody fucking uses anymore. You know what I mean? It's your processor and RAM. You might have enough RAM, but having a shitty processor is bottlenecking your performance. I see, Tyler. I see. But would need to know your specs to give you advice. Well, I theoretically, I probably could pull that up on. So yeah, I don't know. I'll do some research and we'll see what we can do about a new computer. I'm gonna get a big paycheck from DraftKings soon, so I can just I can get it from there, I guess. Do not put a new CPU into your Chromebook, for God's sake. 16 gigabytes of RAM isn't bad. Try and bump it up to like 32. God, but I'm gonna end up spending like a fucking $1,000 on a laptop. Or I guess, I don't know. I like using a laptop because I can bring it wherever. And when, for example, I went to New York, it wasn't a problem just bringing all my shit with me. But you know, but I think it's cheaper to buy a PC, right, over a laptop. Nah, get a new one, man. You can get a great one for streaming for like $1,000. Oh, fuck. Yeah. Yeah. Invest in a laptop that'll last you 5+ years. Yeah. It's worth it. Trust me. All right. Well, dude, it looks like we got to start a laptop fund. So let's get those donos running through so I can buy a new laptop. It's essentially like it's like donating to a GoFundMe at this point. You know what I mean? If you want me to be able to do this better, what we do here on stream, you know, I'm gonna need some help, boys. Okay, thank you, Pluto Rambo. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Dude, I can't believe Kenneth was like all skeptical about whether or not I was telling him the truth about all my shit. You know what I mean? I was really surprised about that. I was really surprised about that. I don't know how much more genuine I can be. Like, I poured my heart and soul out to the guy. You know what I mean? Look, to be fair, Jim, we never got close to actually getting to the amount of money for the oil fund, unfortunately. And the guy people just like weren't donating for it anymore. We never got close though. I think we ended up getting like $70, which is a lot. But my initial thing was $300, and I'll oil up. Jay, close the stream by showing your new success on dating apps with the black chicks. I honestly deleted my Hinge because I kind of got what I needed to from New York. You know what I mean? I kind of got what I needed to already. I don't need to chase anymore. I already got it. You know what I mean? I don't need to chase like I was. Best Buy has a 1-year no interest credit card. Use that to buy a new laptop for cheap with 0 interest for a year. Ooh, interesting. Interesting. Yeah, do you have to have more than a 330 credit score, Aaron, to get that? Finish making the Patreon. Oh yeah, the Patreon. I forgot about that. Yes, I forgot about that. We started making a Patreon last stream. That's funny. Do you think if Topuria submits Oliveira and knocks out Islam, he'd be top 5 all time? In terms of just like being the best, oh yeah. Like just like being considered one of the best, oh fuck yeah. But that's gonna be tough. That's gonna be tough. That's gonna be tough to do, man. That's gonna be tough to do. Yeah, I know. Yeah. That is the only time not having a great credit score has come back to hurt me, unfortunately. Oh man, fuck, dude. What a great. Who would have thought that we were just gonna have a debate with Kenny today? You know, who would have thought? Who would have fucking thought? It was more fun just kind of having just kind of shooting the shit with the guy though, and listening to and just kind of learning about who he is. You know what I mean? Because I didn't really know the guy very well. The only thing I had ever known of him was our very first debate. Really, that's the only thing I know about the guy. And now I know him a lot better now, for sure. And he actually seems cool. You know what I mean? And he even said he was like, yeah, I don't like interrupt you or like emote anymore like I used to. And I was like, well, I was like, I think it's working. I think I like this new style from you. You know what I mean? I think I like this new style. Buy Oliveira's OnlyFans, dude. I might. I'm tempted, bro. I'm tempted. I'm honestly tempted. I'm legitimately, honestly tempted. Y'all are friends now? Yeah, I think so. I mean, again, dude, I never had a problem with. I never had like a specific problem with Kenneth before. You know what I mean? I've never specifically had an issue with the guy. You know. You know what? I gotta make a new thumbnail. Then I gotta make a new thumbnail for our conversation for the stream. Then I gotta make a new. I gotta you know. Yeah, how cool he does. He reviews K dramas. Like, who would have thought, man? Who would have fucking thought? How crazy is that? It's insane. Will you go live for the fight night? Oh, yeah. Oh, yes, I will. Oh, yes, I will go live for the fight night. Also, there's a really big boxing card this Friday, right? The Ryan Garcia's on it, Teofimo Lopez is on it, and Gervonta Davis is on it, right? I'll probably go live for that too. Yeah, I really missed going live for these last few fights. I had to take care of business, you know what I mean? I had to take care of business. You should have debated Oliveira versus Topuria. Yeah. I mean, we could. I mean, I don't know. I just enjoyed just talking to him, you know what I mean? I enjoyed talking to him. You know, I'm glad we got to iron out the Khabib Oliveira discussion a little bit at the start. I'm glad we got to kind of iron that out. You know what I mean? It's in Times Square. You missed it. LOL. Few less days in NYC. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. That would have been crazy. That is true, though, Tyler. That is true. Haney, not. Oh, yeah, sorry, Haney. Yeah, dude, the last time we watched a boxing card was the fucking worst thing we've ever done. You know, that was terrible. That was awful. That was really, really bad. Kenny, though, legitimately does, I think, understand the sport a little bit better than he has in the past. The last time we talked about it, I think he has a better grasp of understanding fighting more than he did in the past, for sure. For sure. Only because you lost money, Ella? What do you mean? Why'd you delete your last 2 streams? I didn't delete my last 2 streams. The UFC deleted. No, the last stream is not deleted. The last stream is up. The last stream's up. The stream before that, though, where we broke down, we did a recap for Prates versus fucking Gary. Yeah, the UFC deleted it. The UFC said, nope, nobody's allowed to watch this. Yeah, fuck them. Fuck them. Can't believe I paid for that. What do you mean, Tyler? Oh yeah, you paid for us to watch the you paid for us to watch the fucking boxing card. That's right. Do you unironically think he knows more than Lucas / the Weasel? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. He thought that he said that he thought Bilal was gonna TKO JDM, and it's like, again, right? Look, I specifically need to do some more film study on that one. My video for that one should be coming out soon, but you know, I don't know about that. I don't know about Bilal TKOing JDM. That'd be crazy. I can't fucking imagine that. You know what I mean? When you were saying you were the ultimate victim for being Jew to a black man in the MMA community, a historically racist community, that was wild work, Shay. See, but I don't see race like that though, Aaron. I don't see race like that. You know what I mean? I don't see race like that. I wasn't thinking about the fact that he was African American. That's just not what I was doing. I was thinking about the fact that I'm Jewish. You know what I mean? That's not how I was looking at it, you know? That's not how I was looking at it. Lucas said that Fizia versus Gaethje was a robbery, though. Yeah, I mean, who knows? You know what I mean? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Man. I don't know. It definitely wasn't a robbery, that's for sure. That's pretty nonsense, to say the very least. Yeah, well, so Ceremony Meister 54. I'm fairly certain the reason why the UFC took it down was specifically because I was covering a main event that just happened. I think's probably the reason. Because, dude, when I did my Steve Ercik Moreno breakdown, no copyright. No copyright. The stream was up, though. Of course, I made the video really tiny, so I might have to go back to doing it that way. Just really make the video tiny, and I think that's probably the only way we can do it. I missed D-Man's dono from earlier. Oh shit, I missed. Oh shit, what did he say? I'm sorry, D-Man. Don't show the footage next time. I mean, yeah, but then I might. You know what? I theoretically could, like, film, not like a full video, but I could sort of film a sort of like a video in the style of how I do my breakdowns, and then I can just play that on stream and talk about it. To be fair, that I can do. That definitely won't get copyrighted. Yeah, it's all about just It's just about finding a way to get past the whatever. I'm experimenting with what exact kind of format is going to work the best. You know what I mean? Yeah, well, yeah, John Wings. That's what I do for my videos. For my videos, I just show screenshots. Yeah, I just show screenshots. Okay, so 1 second. One quick second. Aaron, can you please entertain the chat for a quick second? All right, I'm back. I'm back. Oh, look, okay, well, at least Aaron asked a fucking interesting, entertaining question. You know what I mean? At least she asked a question. Most of the time I have someone do this, they just don't say jack shit. You know what I mean? They literally just don't say anything. I gotta add a source. Yeah, I'm sure you guys saw, like, as I was talking to Kenny, I was really trying to figure out how to use my, fucking camera during the debate. If I wouldn't tap to a buggy choke. You're gonna have to put me to sleep. I wouldn't tap to a buggy choke. You're gonna have to put me to sleep. Unfortunately, you're gonna have to. Let me see. Let me check to see if Kenneth's fight tape was actually there. Discord settings, home. Jesus, I can't believe how many fucking people are in here. No, I don't think so. I don't think I have access to Kenny's fight footage, unfortunately. I don't think I have access to it. All you had to do was select your camera input in the Discord settings. Well, okay, let's see if I could. Well, why for one is it just not opening up on here? Is what we need to figure out how to make happen. Yeah, that is true, Jim. I've never been put to sleep. Okay, maybe I gotta. Okay, let's see what's going on here. There we go. What was the problem the whole fucking time? Oh, no, that's just the app icon. Oh. I think I gotta delete all of this and then re-download it, I think. Oh, that big panda. I'm sorry, man. What did you say, bro? What did you say? I'm sorry. What did you say? Check the DMs. Okay, I want to pull it up on Discord. I think I need to re-download Discord, but I'm afraid to, if I start downloading something, it's gonna fucking, I'm afraid it's gonna fuck up my computer. You know, like, again, bro, like, I'm using a goddamn Chromebook right now. I'll download it later. I think if I download it right now, it's gonna literally crash my computer. It's gonna be like that time we tried to play Club Penguin all over again. So I'm just gonna leave it. But I do want to watch. So let's see. You sent it to me, Jim. We'll take a look right here. See, it's lagging. The second I open up Discord, I am immediately lagging. Oh, look at this. Look at this. We got him. Blads, we got him. Let me download both of these real quick. And then close out. Close out. How did it go with Kenny? Dude, it went really well, future UFC champ. Me and Kenneth, honestly, I think are friends. He legitimately questioned if I was gay, which is kind of wild, I think. I'm like, damn, do I really come across like that? Jesus. All right, let's watch Kenneth. Let's watch Kenneth brawl. Oh, that was it. That was literally it. He's definitely using his length, to say the least. He's definitely using his length for sure. Oh, look at that right hand. A lot of lean backs from Kenneth. He likes to do that kind of Carlos Prates lean back, I see. Interesting. Well, this is showing me a lot about Kenneth's fight style, for sure, to say the least. It's showing me a lot about Kenneth's fight style. Is that the YMCA? I think so. I think so. That's funny. That's funny. Yeah, I mean, you know, look, dude, again, dude, if I can definitely go out to the East Coast again soon, and I will meet up with Kenneth. I will meet up with Kenneth for sure. Like, we'll do that, and he'll be my death sentence. He'll be my death sentence, and I'll be like DJ, and I'll teach him. I'll train him how to fight. Again, we gotta figure out when bedtime is coming to the U.S. like he told me he was, and I will commute and I'll fly out to see Kenneth. Imagine me, him, and bedtime did like a little video. That would be cool. I would love the spar bedtime. I think that'd be a really sick video. Jay, I see you go to Google, then pick any photo for your tier list. How are you getting away with it when they're copyrighted? Well, I don't know what you mean. What? No, I don't. I mean, look, as far as I know, the YouTube copyright system doesn't work with photos, just videos. Matthew Hockley, it went really, really well. I'm definitely gonna timestamp like all of the different conversation topics that me and Kenneth had. For sure, all of them. You know, we'll talk about Kenneth's love life for sure. Talk about Kenneth's, you know, everything there is about him. You know. Aaron, you live in the Midwest? What state? Yeah, I know. I do need to figure out how to do my camera input. I absolutely need to figure out how to do my camera input. For sure, I have to do that. Which we will. We will definitely. We will. Oh, Fat Guru, I see you posted a new video. Nice. Good for you, man. Nice, Fat Guru. I love it. Lucas begrudgingly watches women's MMA compilation. Jesus, I wonder if this is God, look at fucking David Goggins' breasts, bro. Oh yeah, good point, Aaron. Good point. Yeah, I think if anyone should be careful about it, it should be you for sure. That makes sense. What are you sending me here, Jim? What are you sending me? Skinny monkey sparring footage? Oh, I see what you're sending me. Jim, why the fuck did you title it that, man? Jim, why the fuck did you title it that? Jesus. Okay, we'll watch it. Again, Jim titled it this, not me. All right, I would have never titled it that. Ooh, Kenny with the jabs to the body. Huh? He really likes that jab to the body, doesn't he? Oh, look at he does fight like a wacky inflatable fucking one of those fucking car salesman things. Dang, look at him using the head movement, though. You know, I'll tell you what, though. Say what you will about Kenneth, but he is legitimately using range. He's using range here in a way that I think is, you know, it's not, like, you know, he's not like fucking Bart Simpson just running around throwing like this. He's trying. He's using his range. He's popping the jab out there. You know what I mean? Damn. You know what I mean? Like, what can you say? It could be worse. It could be worse for sure. Again, I think I could really train Kenneth to be good. I think again, wouldn't it be so great? He could be my death sentence, man. He could legitimately be my death sentence, and I could teach him. I can teach him how to fight. I think that'd be great. I think that'd be a great. Fucking series of videos. So, well, yeah, there's a lot we can improve on with Kenneth. There's a lot we can improve on with him. But I think for the most part, you know what I mean? It could be worse. Wacky inflatable arm, the tube men. Yes, exactly. That was the word that I was looking for. That was the word I was looking for. All right, Jim, I'm waiting. You're gonna have to ask Jim Miller why he named his YouTube video what he named his YouTube video. That was not me. I had nothing to do with that. I didn't never said anything like that to Kenneth. I never would. I never ever would. How old is Kenneth? He said he was 22. He said he was 22. He's young. Young. A young lad, man. He's a young. I remember back when I was 22. Different world back then, man. A different world back then. A very different world. Ugh. It's uploading? All right, Jim. I'm waiting, man. I'm waiting for you to send it. I'm waiting for you to send it. We'll watch it. Respect the openness. Yeah, yeah, me too, man. Me too. I respected the openness too. Yeah, dude, me and Kenneth got deep, man. Me and Kenneth got deep. But yeah, like I think Kenneth could be like my therapist, you know what I mean? And he can like help me work on my problems and stuff, you know what I mean? When a penny used to cost a nickel, exactly. You have some racist ass mods, I can't lie. Hey, man. Hey. Look, I don't know. Like I said, it's not me, man. I don't blame me for any of this. Kenny Okoye versus Jamal Hill. Ooh, yeah. I mean, you know, the thing is, Kenny really does know how to use his range. He's doing a good job just staying away and jabbing and moving. You know what I mean? He's fighting. He's got some Sean O'Malley-esque footwork. You know, he's got some Sean O'Malley-esque footwork here. Why they're doing this on concrete is fucking dangerous. I'll tell you that, man. Just trauma dump on the guy. Yeah, like I didn't want to scare him off too early for our very first convo, but we could do that like once a month. Once a month, me and Kenny get on there and I just tell him about all the shit that's going on with my life. Kenny loves the jab to the body. Kenny loves the jab to the body. What I'd like to see him start doing is drop the level, but then jab upstairs. If you're going to jab to the body a lot, that's the perfect thing to do is you drop the level, jab upstairs. It works every single time. Oh, Ogre Online, thank you for the $5, man. Thank you. I wish the UFC would do a oops all lightweight card or an oops all heavyweight card, heavyweight fight night. Just do something different. Yeah, that would be interesting. That actually would legitimately be interesting. That'd be super interesting. They should do something like that. I know Dustin Poirier was saying that he was telling Dana White that they should do a one-night tournament between I believe it was Hooker, Gaethje, him, and Max. You know what I mean? Them four do a one-night tournament where two of them fight, another two of them fight, then they get like a few out, they get like, you know, some other fights happen, and then there's a fight, and then they go out again. The two winners go out again and fight. That would have been crazy. That would have been crazy. Yeah, but I know apparently though Dana said that they couldn't get that sanctioned. They couldn't get it sanctioned. And I was like, damn, I mean, come on, Dana. Yes, you could go to a fucking Indian reservation or something. You know what I mean? Then you don't got to worry about sanctions. But, you know, who am I? Who am I, man? Who am I to know? I don't know. Jesus Christ, 108,000 views is crazy. Damn. Yo, Texas, they could do it. Japan, they could do it for sure. Let's see, I wonder how my comment is doing. Wait, what the fuck is this? Not what the fuck I clicked on. Yeah, they are young pulling up low, dude. They absolutely are. Dana White's just out of his prime, man. Dana White's just out of his prime. He's just not what he used to be. Where the fuck's my comment? Oh, here it is. Cool. Just making sure. Just making sure it was still there. Should I send you something in Discord? I'm tired of complaining in chat. All right.
Keep him on it. Keep him on it.
Stay on the top, stay on the top, stay on the top. Yeah, nice, at the top.
Why do you want to do this, man? Why do you want to do this? This looks awful.
Motherfuckers thought this was a joke. It was a fucking game. It ain't no game, brother. This is what it's all about right here. Don't come off this motherfucker, is he? The more you hurt, the higher we go. Up one more level.
Nice, don't come up. Next step, next step.
Is Goggins natty? I don't know. How old is he? He's 50.
Because if they're hurting, you're hurting, if you are willing to go to another level higher, that's when you break them.
I don't know. He looks good. He looks very good for 50. He looks very good for 50.
Come on.
Dude, I don't know, man, but I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this shit, bro. Fuck that. I would never train with David Goggins. That sounds awful. Izzy's cramps were horrific, it seems. Yeah, I just like... Just like, why do you want to... I don't know, man. I don't know. How many drugs is Goggins on? Probably, you'd assume a lot.
Let's go, Izzy.
Catch some clout, test yourself. A lot of MMA fighters earn from a male approval, especially from older guys. Yeah, I hear you, but I'm just like, nah, I'm good, man. I'm good, Goggins. I'm good. I'm just not gonna do that. I'm just not gonna do that. You know, I'm sure Izzy would have liked to. I wonder how much gyno he had at this moment. The more gyno, the easier this was gonna be. People do it for the experience, I guess. Yeah, I fucking guess. I fucking guess. I just wonder what's like David Goggins' end goal with all of this. You know what I mean? Does David just want to like torture himself every day until he's dead, or what? Men will do anything but try therapy. That's a fuck. You can say that again, Aaron. You can say that again. You can say that again. I know. Look, but that's why I found Kenneth. You know what I mean? Like I found somebody that can help me out and give me some advice through life. You know what I mean? So, which is good. Which is really, really good. You know, which is good. I think more people need that. Goggins is so annoying and corny. Yeah. Nah, Izzy's gyno is permanently deflated after this shit. That's funny. Yeah, I feel like wearing a hat just wouldn't help. You know what I mean? I feel like wearing a hat sure wouldn't fucking help. Goggins can't accept being bald. David is traumatized from his father and his cope is self-torture. Jesus, is that right, Fat Guru? I think I did hear about his childhood. Yeah, is that really... Did he say that himself, or is that kind of your own synopsis based on what you've seen from the guy?
You see me breathing heavy? Exactly. So imagine the level I go to. Yeah. Let's get it, Izzy.
Somebody call the police.
I wonder if David Goggins knows that Adesanya fucking fed his dog like a mother bird. I can't even talk about it.
Joke this is.
Ugh.
60 isn't.
It makes me start gagging when I talk about what he did to his dog. Never mind. Fuck. Dude, it's so nasty. I hate that. I hate that shit. I mean, yeah, Aaron, I went to real therapy once, and I honestly didn't really like it. I didn't like it. But, you know, I get it. And maybe I just didn't meet the right one. It just, I don't know. But also, the thing about therapy is like there's such a wide variety and skill level between therapists. Not everyone has a Kenneth to vent to. I know, man. I know. True. It's a good point.
Nice. Back to 60.
Man, Adesanya, such a pussy, man. Just get back on the bike, bro. Jesus. I'm just kidding. Therapy is paying someone to do what your family should be doing. I mean, look, I don't know, Jim, because your family is not a great what's the way to put it? There's sort of conflicted interests there. You know what I mean? I think what's important about therapy is you have somebody who who doesn't have any preconceived notions about you, they don't know exactly, all they know is what you tell them, and they're not biased. Like if you were to have like if you're having issues with your family, or, you know, I think that's where therapy is very important, because a therapist isn't biased, and a therapist doesn't, they're not going to get their feelings hurt, and all they're really going to do is help you unpack your problems in a way that your family probably can't do. Like if you go to talk to a therapist, it's typically you tell them like, oh, this is an issue that I'm having, and they'll ask you like, well, why do you feel like you have this issue? Like, why do you feel that way? Why is this? Why is that? And they make you unpack and kind of get to the bottom of where your problems stem from, you know? And I think it can be kind of hard to do. It takes a lot of skill to do that. And the problem is, like, I think your family, if you tell them about it, they have more preconceived notions about it that affects their ability to be cordial with it. You know what I mean? My advice to any struggling male: no one cares. Shut the fuck up. Jesus Christ, John Paul. You're hardcore, man. You're hardcore. Do you think Merab can handle David Goggins' training regimen? That's a good question. Probably not. I doubt it. I bet you Goggins. I bet you. I doubt it. I honestly doubt it. I honestly bet Merab would fucking fold.
I see. All the way up.
I mean, I'm sure Merab could do a very, very, very good job, but, you know, I think at the end of the day, David Goggins is just a different level. You know what I mean? Look at how David, like, barely gets off of the ground when he runs. The thing people get wrong about therapy is they think the therapist will solve the problem. You are responsible for solving your problems, and therapy is a huge step in changing your behaviors. Yeah, it's just because, like, humans are very rhythmic beings. You know what I mean? Like, you go throughout your day and you just end up going through this rhythm. You know what I mean? And you don't think critically a lot about why you feel a certain way about things. You kind of it's just like, that's just how it is. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I have this problem, or this makes me mad, or I get weird about this, or I have trauma about this. And it's just like how it is. Then you go to a therapist, and the therapist, again, he's not solving it for you, yes, but he'll just keep asking you questions and make you dive into it, and it's you will start to learn and figure things out as you're explaining it to them. You know what I mean? How did round 2 with Kenny go? I honestly, man, I pretty good, I think. I wish I had a better thumbnail. It would have really helped views, I think, but I didn't know we were gonna do this today. You know what I mean?
slices. Push, push, push. Pass halfway.
I fucking hate running in public, bro. I hate running in public. I would hate doing this. I don't know why, but I always feel so awkward jogging. Feel so fucking awkward. I don't like it.
My man. Good work, bro.
What's gonna happen?
Yes.
I tried to match your pace.
Good job,
But
brother.
then I did it for like just over halfway and I felt. Then I said, oh, this is the push. That was that little hill.
For sure, mean Big 8. Yeah, for sure. For sure. For sure.
I tried to match it.
I just don't think therapy is all that it's cut out to be. I'm not saying it can't help, but I don't think it's the best for everybody. Yeah, I mean, it really depends on the type of person you are. There's a lot of different ways to get the. I mean, therapy is just one way to help. You know what I mean? Therapy is just one way to help.
And then the hill was like,
The hill always gets everybody.
I think one good thing about therapy is that like there's something you don't realize a lot of times is that like you will kind of go through your life, you'll go through your childhood, and you'll just feel like all this stuff that you went through is normal. Well, the truth is, there's like a lot of stuff that you went through that you didn't even realize is not normal. You know what I mean? And it's not till you go to therapy and you start bringing stuff up, and the therapist is like, "Oh yeah, that's not normal. Like people don't normally do that, or that's not how a relationship with your parents are supposed to be. You know what I mean? That's not how things are." And you're like, "Really? That's just what it was for me." You know what I mean?
Especially with these heels.
yeah, oh no, it was good. I didn't think I was fine. Let me. I don't know. I was a little bit behind that pace. Nah, you were on it. When you're doing your ultra marathons, when you get to 40 miles in or whatever, where's your head at?
That's when, from 0 to 40, that's when my head's the worst.
Really?
I don't know if that's how it works, Carlos Eduardo.
I do it just for,
I don't know if that's how it works, Carlos.
I get 10 years.
I don't know if that's how it works.
Because like,
When you go do confession at a church, I don't think I think they're just like, you know, you tell them what you did wrong and they just go 10 Hail Marys, 10 fucking whatever, 10 prayers and then go home, you know?
you put your ass out there in that race, 200 miles.
That, my friend, is called attachment theory. Is that right? Is that right?
So,
What, Joe? Jesus, what's wrong, bro? What's wrong?
and then it's like, okay, now,
What did I do?
that pain place.
Aaron, it sounds like you have a minor in psychology or something. It sounds like you took a few psychology classes in high school or in fucking college.
My boy Ned Brockman, he did his first one was run across Australia for homelessness, and did a new one, which I helped him with. I can't remember. He did one around the track.
You
Like
almost got that motherfucking
Yeah.
record too.
Bro,
That's
so
sick.
close, but-
People have no idea.
Well, even the
It really seems like David Goggins holds a lot of fat in his pecs. You guys ever notice that?
Netflix, which
And for the next mass blank 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 in blank blank blank.
So his foot when it dropped down.
yeah. So and then he had fucked up blisters, toes coming off. I mean, you know this. So he's just like, he's just shuffling along, and then seeing him just grit.
It's gone.
Joe, I'm reading your last message. I don't get it, man.
Oh, that's legend. Yeah, I actually saw that picture, man.
Yeah, so that's the one where I was running with him, and then people come to support him and whatnot. But seeing that, see like the tape, or I can't zoom in, but like, I have it on my background just because I remember I don't have a right to complain.
Right.
We'd wake up after 2 hours.
It's gyno, bro. Maybe.
Only thing I can compare that
Does he
to-
ever copyright people? I can't imagine he would copyright. I can't imagine.
Bad water race.
And like, I'm not gonna watch the whole thing. Like, we've seen this. I'm just curious about exactly what they did. We already saw this clip. Oh, they're doing some wall sits. Brutal. Now, just have a bad pass and had to do a lot of work to get where I'm at. I don't know. I just understand the struggle. Oh, well, that's very inspiring, Aaron. It's very, very inspiring. I have a degree in broadcasting, production, and communications. Oh, interesting. Must be nice. Must be nice. Must be nice. I don't have any degree for anything, unfortunately. Yes. Almost there. Yeah. Hold on 1 second, guys.
Yeah.
Oh, man. My last message 5 minutes ago was my therapist said my root issue was MMA Shay won't read my comments. Oh, I'm sorry, Joe Swanson. I'm sorry. My bad. My bad. Respect Aaron for promoting accountability. Dude, I've always said if it wasn't for Aaron, this chat would be just all degenerates. You know what I mean? We would just she really is team mom around here. She keeps us all adults, which is very important.
Nice. Use momentum. Swing your legs if you have to. Swing your legs if you have to. Watch out for your knees. Yeah, watch out for your knees, yeah.
God, poor Izzy, man. Poor Izzy has to do crosswork style pull-ups because Goggins is just fucking him up that bad. Yeah, like, dude, the sheer amount of degenerate things I'm about to do sometimes, and then Aaron just comes in and goes, no, don't do that. And I'm like, okay, sorry. I'm like, yeah, okay, good point. Exactly. Rigo is just MMA Shay without Aaron in the chat. As far as I remember, maybe I'm misremembering this, but I'm pretty sure I remember Aaron saying that she used to be somebody in Rigo's chat, which that's wild. That's how you know there's some real degeneracy going on in there. Man, this is something, man. This is something. Oh, Clamp God, thank you for the $2. Jesus, Clamp God, I appreciate it. Can I get a happy 22nd birthday from MMA Shay and chat? Clamp God, happy 22nd birthday, man. I love you. I really appreciate you, man. You're a great person, dude. You're spectacular. Hope you have a great day today, man. I am Walk. Thank you for the $1. I am Walk. I love you too. Yeah, I used to be there, then his channel took a crazy turn, and then I left. Damn, that's interesting. That is very, very interesting. That's very, very interesting. What do you mean it took a crazy turn? Like what do you think specifically happened, Aaron? I've never talked to somebody on the inside who was there before all the PDF file stuff came out about the guy. Really? Metal Solid Crisis? What did you notice? Yeah, I'm curious. Because I'm just like, I saw the video musical MMA said about it. Because musical MMA referenced me as somebody that needed to speak up about this. And I was just like, damn, bro, I don't know. I just don't want to be a part of it. Like, I want to, get the fuck out of there. Oh, look, Izzy's taking a little dip in the swimming pool. I left before the weird groomer stuff. He started doing content about witchcraft shit. He started crashing out at his members, would say weird stuff. When Fight Fairy hit the algo, he'd say weird.
Yeah, he's just fucking stoned.
Interesting. That's very interesting.
Yeah, do you know what your VO2 max is, David?
Hey, man, hey, look, dude, I believe in some of that witchcraft stuff, man. He'd say weird shit to me sometimes, and it just got to be a lot. When I first joined, the vibes were fine. Then he got really comfy being what he is now. Oof. Yikes. Fuck, yikes. Yeah, man, that's bad. That's bad.
Straight fucking just natural.
Brother, thank you so much, man. That's what I needed. place, and I got there, and he would do not come off.
According to Rigo, he can do it because the kid was 17 and Rigo is from Canada. Like, what the fuck?
I know this.
Ugh, fuck, yeah, I don't like that, man. I don't like that, man. I don't like that, man. I don't like that. That's not good. That's not good. Well, how interesting. How interesting was Israel Adesanya's work with David Goggins, huh? Interesting. Yeah, that's interesting, Aaron. I really thought that he was into a different kind of, you know, from my understanding, which I'm not saying is 100%, or, you know, I'm just saying what I thought he was into my opinion was that he was into a different demographic of person, but, you know, who knows? Who knows? What do we got here, Jim? Curtis Blades versus Jalen Turner. Damn, dude, Kenneth has done a lot of sparring, hadn't he? Kenneth has done a lot of sparring on concrete, hasn't he? He's wearing like some, he's wearing some 12-ounce boxing gloves, which is always great for sparring. Will you watch my shit fighting style? Dude, Fat Guru, I absolutely would. I absolutely would. Yeah, he got comfy saying he'd grape his members. Yeah, that's weird. That's something that I feel like keeps coming out. That's something that he just keeps, like, it's very weird. But he has like a very weird thing about that in particular. He says that a lot, you know, and it's, ooh, that's weird. That's strange. That's strange. But yeah, Fat Guru, I'll watch you. I'll watch you fight. Well, you know, unfortunately, Aaron, you got away from Rigo, and now you have to deal with Dirtle, unfortunately. Now you have to deal with Dirtle. I'm sorry. It seems like no matter where you run, you got to deal with weirdos. At least now, though, that you're a moderator, you can just ban Dirtle whenever you want. Will you ever spar me if I ever get the chance to go to New York? Well, I am Walk. I don't live in New York. So that's not really the differentiator, man. I don't live in New York. I live elsewhere. Oh shit! Damn. Oh man. Man, what a day today, man. What a day today, bro. And another guy named Girth with a profile picture of a banana. Jesus. Yeah. That's tough. Yeah, the only time we talk about grape or girth is just like the grape is always referencing me and girth is always referencing DDP. You know what I mean? Like I like to dabble in those concepts, but you know, I'm always fucking I'm lateral with that shit. You know what I mean? I'm lateral. I fucking love when I'm 4 hours into a live stream and then somebody asks me a question about MMA. I'm like, dude, what do you think we're doing here right now? Like, dude, we're past that, man. Once we hit the 3.5 hour mark, bro, we're you know. Would Strickland Easy 2 be any different or another boring decision? Did you really think that fight was boring? I mean, look, I think that if we knew how good Strickland was going to do in that fight, then yeah, it could have been boring. I guess you can look at it as boring. But I think that because we weren't expecting Strickland to have the success that he did, I thought it was very entertaining. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I think Adesanya he needs to not get backed up. He needs to try to hold the center. I think he needs to yeah, he cannot get backed up. I think it's Strickland pressuring him is what's going to kill Adesanya's kicking game. You know what I mean? Like, Strickland already has such good striking defense that it can be hard to set up to land strikes anyway. But if Izzy's going to be on the back foot again, he's not going to be able to kick like he needs to. He has to find a way to hold his ground. And that's hard because Strickland's just going to walk him down and keep jabbing his face off. You know what I mean? Oh, man. Oh, John Paul, wanted to tell you, you look very handsome. Oh, thanks, John Paul. I'm glad you think so. I'm glad somebody thinks so. I appreciate it. I greatly appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Thank you. Alrighty, guys. Alrighty. I'm pretty fucking shimmied, boys. I'm pretty fucking shimmied. I'm kind of tired. Get the fuck out of here. I had a great time streaming today. I'll be streaming again very soon. Love it. Love being here. Love all you guys. I appreciate all you guys to no end. Had a really good time. If Dirtle accidentally got gifted a membership, can you veto that? Do you have the ability to do that? I don't know. I don't think so. I'm pretty sure no. But I mean, Aaron, if you want, or we can. If he's ever in here again, we can just perma ban him if you want. We can just perma ban him. Like, you don't have to just time him out. And like, yeah, Aaron, you have the power. I want to let you know that you have my blessing. That if anybody says anything to you that you don't like, they can just select hide the user, and then they're just gone. You know what I mean? Then they're just gone, and you have the 100% right to do that to anybody you see fit. You've earned that right as a moderator. Just so you know. You know shit gets good when Shay says, all right, guys. All right, yeah, Dat. All right, Dat, Big Panda. I'll take a look at it. Dirtle did show up yesterday. Yeah, I think he did. Look, young Pinaldo, Dirtle's had some stern warnings.